Yeah, sure. All right, I'll just explain the game a little bit.
Okay.
And then we can get started. So the idea is that we have a set of tarot cards, and you create your character by picking random cards, which then which give you options, backstory options, and things like this. So the idea is that we're just going to do that. But first, we need to. And the same way this works for character creation works also for the storyteller, which is me. I scan cards as well, and then it gives me a plot, it gives me a boss, it gives me locations, and whenever I'm like, what should we do next? I can scout a card and say, I want an NPC, I want an enemy, I want an item. I can scan those, and it gives me options again, and then that just kind of gets the game running.
I see.
So the idea is that you can do long form games, you can do seasons. It's formatted like a TV show, so you have seasons and episodes, an episode being one session. But I've done mostly one shot so far, and it works quite well.
Yeah.
So I'm still new at it, so I'm also learning. So just bear with me as I go with it. But it should be fairly straightforward. The first thing is we need to pick a setting. So there's a couple of them. They all work with the same cards. There's the one I mentioned before, which is Gloomies. So it's imagine Stranger Things. You're kids or teenagers in the 80s, stuck in the 80s. And there's monsters, there's aliens, there's lots of funky stuff happening, and you have to cope with it. It's quite
sounds autobiographical. Well, the monsters are still in my life.
Don't talk about your clothes, right?
Yeah.
Huh?
So that's one I recommend for a first one because it's quite easygoing. Another one that I've played with is called Solar Age. So that's more of the sci-fi thing. It's still on the solar system, but humans have colonized all the planets, and there's lots of different things happening there as well. I think I can tell you everything they have, but that would be the two I recommend. There's one called Zorti or Xort, which is more of a cyberpunk thing. So in the distant future, you have cybernetics, you have a bunch of cool stuff like that. And then there is Click, which is more of your Mean Girls type of high school thing. Thank you. I wouldn't accept it anyway.
I started to think I'm missing a lot of TV culture.
I kind of
I
like that
haven't
one.
seen it.
And that's it.
Man.
And that's it, pretty much. Okay. So, but they'll release more playsets as it goes. It's still
There's no
fairly new
fantasy
game.
one.
And not yet, but they have announced one, so there will be one. And they're actually,
I'm surprised.
but they're working on one actually.
Yeah, it's like the best book for people.
Yeah, for sure. No, they're working on one of those. So, what do we go with? Gloomies or?
I'm for Gloomies.
Yeah, Gloomies?
All the way.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Sure.
I don't mind that much. But...
All right, Gloomies it is.
The next time will be episode 2 will be cyberpunk. So
Cyberpunk.
Gloomy punk. Gloomy punk.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start scanning my cards, and you just make sure you know your usernames.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I mean, you can check it if you go into profile.
Oh, okay. Yeah, castings.
Mine's David L.
What is this? This is okay. No.
How many do you have already?
I have all none of them.
I have all of them as well. They are very mysterious so far.
Cool.
all right.
Achievement: set a fellow player on fire in real life.
Good. So now I'm gonna need.
I wish I could say I would find that ridiculous, but I can see someone putting that in just for the hell of it.
All right. So I need some usernames now. Let's start with you, David.
David L.
Easy enough. David.
Capital D, capital L.
You know where to go.
All right.
No,
So
it's
you
my
should get
second
a
last name.
Try to spell it.
notification.
It's my second last name.
Oh, I'm on a Wi-Fi. Why am I on a Wi-Fi? Okay. And I need another username.
Or you can just probably see.
Oh, okay. Just spell it out.
It's my second last name.
Spell it out.
DSCOS TA
D-A or T?
T-A
T-A.
RROSA.
O-S-A.
Okay.
All right. You should see it now on your screen. One more username, please.
Castix. That's just key.
Oh yeah. Castic. With an X at the end, right?
With an X, yeah.
Right.
Great.
And one more.
Oh yeah, the other one. Jose Weaver. I can take the game.
Yeah.
So
Jose.
no complication.
Thank you. I appreciate that. All right.
The
So.
wonderful name is below with the two first names and two last names. That's
Yeah.
more fun.
So did anyone not get invitation?
I didn't get anything yet.
If you
maybe I
go,
have to-
click on my signals.
Oh, okay. Alright, I'm slow.
And
You've been invited.
just click on it
Yeah.
and accept.
Yes. Okay.
Invited.
Awesome. I'm in.
All right.
I'll
And you're
set up
you're
the-
all in now.
So
I'll send
tricky,
you
huh?
the line. Help me.
Okay.
I make it of the 80s. I don't know.
So now we go through character creation. The first thing you're going to do is pick your suite. So whenever there are challenges, roles, basically, you have 4 suites, right? You have stones. These are physical challenges. Brook, which is all the social challenges.
Okay.
You have Flame, which is all the mental challenges, is remembering something, being smart.
Mhm.
And then Gale, which is all the perception checks, agility, and so on. So the card you're going to pick now will define what you're strong at, what your character is strong at. So if you pick a stone card, you're someone who's more physical. What it means is you get an extra die when you roll with that suite. Okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to mix these.
Oh, so it's random.
It's random.
It's random, yes.
But it is each of us takes
get a
one
different
different card.
Yes,
or...
there's only one of each, so you all get
okay.
one.
So
So who
it's-
wants to be
It's
first?
going to be random but not for the last one.
And you can scan it right away. Here you go.
Okay.
Great.
I go to book.
So you just need to leave your phone slightly straight from it, and you should be able to.
Oh, I got it.
All right.
Wow, this is so cool.
Your camera is not.
Really?
You don't. Have
No, it does
you
have a
don't.
camera.
A bit further away. Yeah.
I give it back to
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Just keep the
Yeah, you
card.
can give it back to me.
Okay, there you go.
More than one no pago, ¿sí? A mí no funcionaba ahí.
So okay, let's try like
Ah,
this.
sí,
It's
ah,
only
sí,
because you have a
sí.
shadow.
Hello. Oh
No.
there is a shadow here.
I just really like this as well.
Maybe we just waited too long.
I think the distance just has to be sort of
There
like,
you
it has to see the whole card.
Stone.
Yeah.
It does need to see the whole card. Yeah.
It worked for me,
All right.
but I need to do some kind of.
Hard
This is
time.
very physical, huh?
Yeah. Tell me about it.
Yeah.
Someone
You're
tell me
strong
with this
guy.
one.
Yes.
I'm
Do you want me to help?
Perceptive.
No, that's too fast.
Okay,
But-
okay. Scale.
All right. So now you just click on next.
Where is the camera?
Next.
Ah, sigue sin.
Now let's start with the first story
Ya
card.
dado utilizar
So
la
usually I
cámara.
would just take it away for a second. No. Stay there.
Okay.
And
Backstory stuff. Okay, we get new cards. Cool.
yes. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
I
I mean,
like this.
you move the because could be that. No, but you know that there is like sometimes.
I'm just scared by the idea that suddenly like one of our phones is not
I'm
gonna work.
more used to
It's
doing it like
stuck.
this.
Yeah. But otherwise it's like
Or the battery just runs out.
Do you allow the camera?
actually I have
I think so.
Yeah, I saw
Let
it.
me check the
so
permissions.
we should
Yeah.
be okay.
Yes.
I thought
Yeah, it's still 86%, so I'm hopefully good. It's just I think the phone is probably constantly scanning the camera right now.
that could be. Or maybe you have to tap it, I don't know.
No, I doubt it because when I took the cover off, the phone was at the back of it was a bit hot. So
Okay, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe.
Probably.
So while you guys wait for this, you can tap on next, and then you just pick the first card, and you can start scanning.
Ooh, backstory stuff.
Yes. Here you go.
I can't take any of this.
If you
here.
want, sure.
Give me
This is difficult.
You're gonna scan basically 4 cards. So
Okay.
just keep them.
Can we show everybody? No,
Is
no
this,
problem.
is this an open thing or like
So this is up to you. You guys know each other at the beginning of the game, so you would know some things. If there's anything that's like really weird about your character, you might want to keep it secret. That's fine.
I'm a silent.
There you go. So I would recommend once you scan it, turn it
I
around.
keep for the
Otherwise, you're gonna
90s.
scan it again.
Time traveler.
Wait, it has a camera.
To the 90s, yeah.
So that's a time travel type of thing that's good to keep secret, for example. But it's up to you. You could be totally open about it.
well, you
But
pretty
for
much
the
just told
moment, I
us.
cannot know anything. I cannot only see the card. No, I cannot see any.
No, you just
Yeah,
go
you
next
press on
time
next.
with,
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm waiting to get the card first.
Oh.
in case.
Oh, we get one,
Okay,
but
and
it's
then you
much
just
more
switch it
cards,
around.
or not yet.
So still nothing?
No.
Okay, let me try.
Take a backstory in 2 times.
Cancel, and then you invited, accept.
That's fantastic.
Okay. Just gonna cancel again.
That's weird.
Are you on Wi-Fi, by the way?
To go
No.
back into the what's a 12-year-old like? I can do this. Weird.
You can try to reinstall the application just in case.
You can try what, sorry?
Reinstall the application. Yeah.
That would be the thing, though. So you guys make sure that you read at the top. It says pick a backstory and two
Yeah.
talents. So you have to make sure you pick two
Yeah.
talents.
So, sorry, I have to choose from this, or I have to put more cards?
There will be more cards later, but you do select from those that you have available.
From the backstory.
The other option is the company, the
Yeah.
company phone.
If you don't mind.
This is the company phone. It's double pleasure.
So let me just try to install it. So
App Store is right there.
oh wow, I never.
Cannot take all the backstories. They are fantastic. They really create all together.
Yeah.
It's a
And
powerful
feel,
phone.
feel free to discuss things if you want to, because it's eventually you're gonna decide how you know each other and things like that.
We met in a bar
Of course.
Yeah.
as a group of
I
12-year-olds.
think
Yeah,
that's
but
the
when
best
you
place to
go
meet
to the
other
bar,
12-year-olds, yeah.
Use it called application.
We use stories that.
But we are kids.
Yeah, that's
We
fine.
are supposed to be which age?
I'll leave this.
Yeah.
Well,
12.
I don't know.
Oh,
Something
okay.
wrong?
But 12 American
I don't know.
years or
I mean,
12 Spanish years?
Android is
With
always
12
tricky.
you are already.
we already drink
you
beer.
are drinking beer.
Well, look, we had fake IDs.
Okay,
We're American kids, I guess. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it doesn't
because
really
for
matter.
me,
Yeah.
I can't imagine
Just
how it was in
use
the
it.
80s in Spain, but still.
Yeah, I don't know how it was in the 80s and like. It's, no, I know more or less.
So-
I guess.
When you're done with your card, let me know and you can pick a second card.
Okay.
So I click in what? Select rule. Fantastic, because this is
Man, these are tough. Okay, let's go. Nice show.
magnificent.
Oh, okay, extra stuff. Oh, we can pick again.
Alright, that's what Jose introduced as a new feature, which I don't mind.
Sounds good. I like it. Right. More backstories. Is it again one backstory and two talents? Or
Sorry?
is it again with the second card? Now again one backstory.
It tells you at the top because it's different every time.
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense. Sorry.
The
That's
talents
fine.
are very unbalanced.
The what?
The talents are very unbalanced. You can choose if you are perfect at hiding or you are the best one with a video. So I don't think
The best one with what? Sorry?
with video, with VCR.
Oh,
with
VCR, yeah, yeah,
VHS
okay.
or, it doesn't specify it's beta or VHS.
This is all situational, so it worked?
Yeah.
Okay, so pick your first card.
Yep.
And you can give me the other one.
So 2 turns next.
Q. And once you're done scanning it, you can flip it around.
Can
So
I
I
get
can scan
a
this
second
one?
one?
Yes, of course.
It cannot be better than this one.
This one's very
You'd be surprised.
Oh, but this is Junior Code Monkey.
Oh,
Junior Code Monkey, nice.
no, this is happening.
Now what do I do with the? So this is scanned already.
Yeah, so you can keep it, just flip it around
Okay.
for now. I'll take them later. It's just sometimes the app crashes. You're happy to have your cards if you have to start over. And then you have to pick a backstory and 2 talents.
I'm confused. I was choosing one backstory and talents, and somehow it's appear again the same card. Why? I didn't scan this, and it's offering again.
Then you probably scanned the wrong one.
No, it is not possible because I put it up. It is down.
it's not your fault. It's probably just a bug.
yes,
But
I
let me
don't.
see. So let's just do cancel.
I can start from the beginning.
Stop character creation.
Yes, I need the Brook thing.
No, actually, it seems like it's okay with just. Which one did you start? Was that your first one?
Yes, that was my first one.
Okay.
And now I got the.
That's fine. Just say
character-
rescan, but don't keep
Okay.
the one.
Yeah, but what happened with the
It remembers it, so that's
Two
fine.
talents?
next? Okay.
It says it on the top.
But it is still showing this. I don't know.
Ah, okay, okay.
Okay.
So then do the other one. So do cancel again.
Cancel.
Yes. It just took you one step away. Okay,
Next.
next. Yeah.
Oh,
Now
now
it's
it's
fine.
cool.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you.
There you
Sorry.
No problem.
So sometimes it's not sensitive at all. Sometimes it's too sensitive. It's
Is
not.
this for real?
If you want it. Yes. And that one you can just not mention.
What the hell? Apparently,
Oh, I know this one.
apparently taking
Okay,
being
are
a
you
stalker
ready?
as a flaw is supposed to
So what's the
add
next?
interest and depth to
Yeah,
your
so the
character.
next card. Sorry, say again?
Apparently, being a goddamn stalker who hides outside another person's house is supposed to be merely add depth and to your character.
Indeed.
So this is a backstory talent. I love the game already.
Okay,
I
one
love
moment.
I love it.
Pick a backstory, 2 talents. Vampire Hunter.
Just again, Gale, you're good at like the
Gale is all perception,
Perception.
agility type of stuff. Yeah,
Okay.
so you're very perceptive.
Alright.
Well, this sounds hilarious enough.
Can you give me another card?
Of course.
I don't know. Every time I do next is automatically taking the same card.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Strange.
Alright.
This word.
Third story
Mhm.
card. Okay.
Oh fuck! This is great. Love it.
So I can be a vampire hunter who's half vampire from the same card.
That sounds awesome.
Half vampire. Half dead.
Well, no, being half vampire just grants you immunity to basically a bunch of magical stuff.
Okay, next
And last one.
That's right. Well, they have a head start.
Storytelling flaw.
Such a dork.
He's great. I know
It's
it.
just like such a child.
I think just the character creation in itself is a lot of
Yeah.
fun already.
It's amazing.
They're ridiculous options here. Man, I should have
Another
chosen.
one, please.
Should have chosen the other thing.
Oh, I wish you could get back actually. That's feedback I've given. Is that you sometimes you see some things like, oh, that would have worked perfectly with this other thing, but you can't actually step backwards. Robot ghost. I would then say you're a ghost who thinks he's a robot, or the other way around.
Wow.
Sounds dumb. Sounds horrible. Why would I repeat this?
There are some.
It's like this is this talent.
I cannot believe it.
Already died. You have cancer, no.
Oh, okay. How does this work? The same card grants the possible flaw scared of dogs, which makes you scared of all animals, and the talent Stone Cold, which is just you're calm in the face of all danger. It specifies
Besides
that
the one thing.
no, it specifies at once exploded a badger in the microwave when it attacked you in the kitchen. I mean, I gotta say that these were from different cards, but
Yeah. I mean, it's up to you to make it sound right in your mind, of course, but I think usually you can come up with some kind of idea that makes it right for you.
wow.
Pro skater. That sounds amazing.
Pro skater?
Yeah.
Nice. That's useful. Trust me.
Yeah. Or something.
Yeah. I can't believe they actually put chaotic evil here as a backstory option. I mean, that's something. There is a reason DMs discourage everyone from taking that option. It's because it ruins the game for everyone who's not being chaotic evil.
Are you a half vampire in the end or not?
Yes.
Okay,
No,
cool.
no, no, porque en la historia que le han puesto en el siguiente como título de...
Some feels really contradicts.
So?
No, it's like the thing before I chose. It's like I believe in like aliens and stuff
Yeah.
like that, and now I could become a hardcore skeptic as well. So like,
Well,
So
no.
Of everything
If I
else.
remember correctly, I took speed reading, which means you read really fast and remember everything. Right now, a flaw option is you can't read. You never learned.
Interesting. Oh, this is the Turkish one. No,
Oh,
it's not
no.
Turkish.
No.
it's Greek.
It's
It's
Greek,
Greek,
it's
yeah.
Greek.
Okay.
And well, yes, because the characters are...
Someone from Greece brought it to the office and we didn't finish them all.
Mm.
I was like, okay, let's take it.
Sounds good.
Thanks a lot.
That's right. We appreciate the thanks.
Does everyone have
Not
all their
even mine,
cards?
you know,
I
we
need,
bought it.
I need the last card, but I don't know it's signature move. It's also one of these.
Oh, no, you don't need a card. You just press next.
Huh?
I'm so
Just
press
happy
next.
I can-
Ah, I have to choose one of these?
Yeah.
Sorry. And 2 items. I'm sorry.
Hmm.
All right, last card.
Are you sure you need a card? Well, check. You got 4 already?
I
or-
have 3.
Ah, you have 3, okay. Everybody else has 4 cards?
I have 4 cards. Yeah.
Okay.
The signature move is only usable once per game, right?
Oh, this
Yes.
Yeah.
Make it count.
This is strange because it's offered me as a signature move 3 times to be experienced Dungeon Master.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's your only option?
No, it's like, take a look. It's like offer, everything is duplicated. I mean, is you can choose between be an experienced master, a very experienced master, or 3 times experienced master.
Okay, strange. I guess another bug.
Signature move.
Oh, you don't need. You just press
No, I
next.
can. Okay.
It
I
is
can
confusing
choose.
because it looks like you're gonna scan a 6
Yeah,
card,
but
but
it's-
it's not. Yeah.
Actually, for signature move, if it says reroll all strikes, if you find yourself dealing with the supernatural, is it still just once per game?
Yes, but just on your current challenge, basically.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let's see, name your character.
can speak German.
That,
I can speak German.
Makes you one of them.
So
You're the only one in this room that can
Yeah.
speak perfect Spanish.
Yeah.
Not me. So now I have chosen my signature move and 2 items.
I'm trying to figure out
And I
what.
will discard the Spanish dictionary as one of them.
I have a computer and I actually know how to use it.
I have to put the
As in the
numeric
80s
character.
definition of what a home computer can do.
Yeah, which is hack the.
Oh, look, there's a car. Let me hack it.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Are,
exactly.
are we a
You can-
specific age or something, or a grade?
If it's not specified, you're basically a teenager. You're around 12.
Okay.
12, yeah.
Alright. Shit.
Because there are some laws where you're 7.
Okay.
On the name.
This-
This is-
I guess I
cannot
must be a bit
use
older
a card
because
on the name.
I can be like ripped apparently.
You're what?
Ripped, like I work out a lot.
Okay. You can be a ripped 12-year-old. But we could say that you're a bit older. You're 15. Or...
Yeah, maybe. Wouldn't make sense because I skipped classes to go ahead. But
You're only allowed to be 15 if you have a leather jacket and you behave like very adult. You are the leader.
So who's Vlad?
That's me.
Oh yeah, it says under. Okay. So I can see your characters as well, which is cool.
this will be more making sense. I have to choose things that just go with character that makes sense.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think I ended up not. What's that in talents?
What are you looking for?
What did I end up taking the? Oh yeah, I did take the half vampire thing. That's in talents for some reason.
Where is it? Magical immunity.
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I also have an Adams family type family.
Say again?
Yeah,
The Addams family.
Yeah.
It's like a novel.
That's a good thing.
Yes, I'm the normal one.
So everybody else done? You can give me your cards now.
I'm done with the cards.
If you're done, you just give them to me.
Let me read my backstory again because too many choices.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. Now
No,
I
so-
remember
And I
about it.
already forget the first.
So what we'll do now is I'd like you guys to talk about your characters.
Mhm.
You don't have to say everything. If there's some things you want to keep secret, that's fine. But if that's the case, you should probably tell me so that I can look it up. And then we'll decide how you guys know each other. But I already got something for you.
Okay.
So who wants to start?
Can I read everything before?
Sure.
I need to refresh.
I mean, you can read it as you tell your
Okay.
character as well, of course.
Okay.
So who wants to start?
I can start. Okay,
So, let
my
me
name
see.
is Hans. I'm, let's say, not very wealthy kid, so you know that is probably living in a suburb or even in a, this kind of big bands with his dad and mother.
Mhm.
You know that his sister disappeared 1 year ago, so his older sister disappeared and the family was looking for her. He's a kind of weird child. You know that his father is German, so he always probably is quite old. The father is quite old; he's older than the mother, and the father is always teaching the child weird things, like he's coming with some bullets to the school and so on. He's always carrying tons of things in his pocket, so he always probably the breaks in the school he's using some things to build something or fix some other toys from other kids or whatever. So that's pretty much it.
Can you tell us about your flaws, maybe, and talents?
Yeah. He thinks that he really can dance very good, especially
He thinks.
break dancing, but actually it's not really good, and he's always humiliating himself, trying to impress some girls. And everyone is always, let's say, not very happy with him around because he's quite poor and then he doesn't have very good clothes and so on.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else you want to add, or?
I think the rest of the things are quite cool to discover.
Okay, sounds good.
The story.
Then let's go to the next character, Vlad.
Okay. My name is Vlad, and I am not a vampire.
Okay.
Yes. I have this thing you call a computer. It can do things that look like magic to the lesser peoples. Like hack your cars and make them move. Yes, this is an actual thing that happens here.
Okay.
Somehow. Also, I have this really great song that I like to sing. It goes with everything, so you can dance to it. Also, Vlad doesn't tell you this, but if you ever encounter his parents, they'll actually no, they're crazy, so they won't mention it. But if you ever encounter anyone who knows him, they'll mention you should not give any ideas to Vlad. If it sounds at all plausible, he'll start doing it before you can point out that it might be a bad idea.
Okay.
That's an official flaw that I'm pretty sure everyone's going to pick up on, so I might as well mention it.
Okay.
Aside from that, I eat my breakfast every day and I'm proud of it.
Okay.
The most important meal of the day.
You
You
wouldn't-
should have your breakfast too. It's really good for you.
You wouldn't miss it for.
I have this perfect song that goes with your breakfast every day.
Right.
Nice.
Yes. Also, my family is awesome. I mean, if you figure living with the Adams family would be awesome, then they're awesome. Yes.
Right.
All right.
Yeah, I think that's about it.
Okay.
Just
Let's
one
go.
question. Is it possible that some of the talents are shared? Or?
No, because you all scan different cards, so usually you shouldn't. That's why it's limited
We
to
kept
4.
the car
Great,
on the
great.
table. We kept the car on the
All right.
table.
Let's talk about Joe.
Hey, nice to meet you all. I'm Joe. Don't make an effort to introduce yourself because it can happen and I forget the name because it sometimes happens to me. I'm not really paying attention is not really my strong point. But yeah. I touch my nose quite often. I don't know why. I have some. I know that maybe I'm going to be a manager in the 90s, you know. But you win them and all that. And aside from that, I'm trying to get into this new music style because my sister insists that there's a new group called Depeche Mode that she says they are very good. Well, maybe I can consider when I'm living in Zurich in the 2000s going for a concert for them. That will be also a possibility. When you are around me, you see things sometimes strange. Sometimes you ask, where is Joe? And you're not able to find me. And when you less expect it, I'm there. I appear and disappear very easily from your life. It's like ubiquitous disturbing around. Also, I'm always challenging you to break stuff with the stones because I really am not throwing stones everywhere. It's like I'm able to do physical checks. Maybe in the future I'm going to play pool or snooker or whatever.
Or the World Championship of Ricochet.
Yes. And I'm not looking at particularly rich, but when you ask me for money to go to the arcades to play, or I always have some green in the pocket. It looks that they are somehow unable to conjure it out of nothing, and so unable to do. So that's good. I move everywhere. I go everywhere with my skateboard, but don't ask me to jump because I don't really like high places. It's not my strong point, and I feel that there are plenty more stuff to comment. But that is so far I can't remember.
All right.
So if I cannot remember, you will not remember it.
Sounds good. And then, last but not least, Jack.
Jack, that's me. Well, friends, I come from a good neighborhood, unlike you.
How you confuse the setting? It's Mean Girls, no.
And I'm actually really good in school. Like I only do A's. I already skipped 2 classes. I just came into your class, and also I'm a bit of a strange kid. I have like all these equipment to catch ghosts, and I think I can catch ghosts apparently, and I'm really sure there are ghosts. There's like ghosts everywhere. You just don't know. None of you do, but there are ghosts.
I'm vampires. I'm vampires.
Silly Jack, there are no ghosts. Those are all just vampires pretending to be ghosts.
Oh no.
Apparently, that's an ongoing debate.
Well, maybe there are goblins. I heard
Also-
that there are goblins somewhere.
Although I'm actually from a good family, I'm always trying to make money out of everything. Like I'm scamming people apparently. I'm like trading my lunch money, my lunch pockets for money, and it kind of gets me into trouble. Usually, I have to talk to teachers a lot because of that. And if you tell me like a crazy story, I'm probably gonna believe in it and totally buy into that story. Like it's like some sort of like the government will try to like kill us. Like I will probably believe you in that thing. That sounds reasonable to me.
It gets better when you get a working permit.
I'm super good at skating. I'm really good in video games. I'm super good in like catching. What is that? Oh yeah, no, I'm actually just really fast and stuff like that. What else? Oh yeah, and I'm also because this kind of makes sense with the whole like ghost stuff. I invent gadgets. Like this is a thing. I actually make stuff. I'm crafty. Crafty kid. Also, if I see something you guys doing, I can probably do that. I'm quite confident in that ability. That's it.
Oh, would you like to have a hack off? see who can hack Wall Street first.
So I already see that you guys have a hook. So he always wants to be on your computer, for example. So the main hook I want to give you guys for knowing each other is that you've gone to space camp before.
All right.
And you've all met at space camp, so you all enjoy it quite a bit. You go every year.
So that must be where the aliens decided to start sending me my dreams.
What is a space camp?
It's a camp where you pretend to be an astronaut.
NASA or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there is a competition every year. And it's basically,
Who can break the ocean?
it's your, what is it, flight simulator. It's your shuttle simulator training session. And there's a competition there. And every year you've been the worst team ever. Okay, always something happened. You might not be so bad. It's just something always happened. And
Also, we are a team. We are in the shuttle.
you're in the same team there. That's how you guys bonded. But you can tell me a bit more about how you guys know each other outside of camp as well. How do you hang out?
I try to convince you to hack the shuttle so we can pass the test, man.
Convince me? You mean you casually mentioned that some people can hack the shuttles and they will give us better grades.
No, I just do it the right way. I went to you in the breakfast, that is your more sensitive moment, and I said maybe you could hack instead of moving the car.
Oh, okay. So yes. So you were saying something. Sorry, I'm busy hacking right now.
No, you cannot be hacking and having breakfast at the same time. It's the most important moment of the day. You told me that, I think. I'm not sure it was the breakfast or the lunch.
No. It's the most important to have breakfast. Doesn't mean you can't do something else at the same time.
Okay.
But you must always have your breakfast. A full 3-course meal.
You have to preach with example. So yeah, we made that. Sorry, we interrupt.
No, that's fine. I like it. So my point is that you guys can decide how you know each other outside of camp as well.
I can provide things, so I'm very good at providing things, so probably I can just get some things for your machines or
Your
whatever
gadgets,
you are
yeah.
learning, your gadgets.
We could be
So-
like from a like IT club or something, huh? Or does that fit with you guys? I don't know. Like
Well, I don't
Yeah,
really
I love-
understand
I love
computers very
stuff.
well, but I can get you some money to buy more hardware.
He's the bank.
I don't think he needs money.
I'm good. My parents are super rich.
He's the richest of the group. It's written in his sheet.
Challenge accepted.
So you're part of an IT group then, yeah?
Would that work with you guys? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't need to be so much into it. You're in the computer club.
Or you
Yeah,
can handle
computer
the social aspects of it. Like
Yeah, I mean, I can just, you know that I can just get things. For example, if you need some cables and one
Yeah, always comes
small,
in.
you know, rotor or whatever,
Yeah.
I can probably
Provide.
What was your
Provide.
character's name?
A provider.
Mine,
Okay.
Hans.
Hans.
Okay.
Yeah, my father was German.
Can you get some bullets from your father?
And you speak German, right?
I speak German.
Yeah.
And I have a book in German, so I hope I know what's the book about.
Ah, okay.
It's my inventory is like a weird old book written entirely in German. Can anybody here read German? Yeah.
Yeah, I will make it note.
So-
I will make a note with the title, but we cannot make it because this is in internet.
I can't read German, but I can scan in the book and make my computer read it for me.
Well,
it's
it is the
probably
80s, man.
No,
You
no.
cannot make match with 48K, yeah?
Break encryption interface with alien technology, hacking to government databases,
Additionally, you
or
know,
do
by
any of a
daughter
number of
disappear,
06 home
because
computers
I'm
could supposedly do in the 80s.
Yeah, but again, it's alien
My
technology
sister-
from the
my
80s.
sister,
Even
my
the
own
aliens
sister.
couldn't have
Okay.
more than
Your
200K.
sister disappeared? Yeah, my old sister disappeared, so we could be connected.
They cannot
through
process
that
that,
because
you know.
we
Yeah.
want
The
to think
screens
that
are
the boss took her or the
Have you ever
aliens
seen an
or
80s
whatever.
movie? They had
I'm
AI
really
that
trying
talked to
find
you.
out what happened
Yeah,
there.
yeah, it's,
Another book.
I mean, yes, it will take a very long time to scan in and process that book, but it could eventually be done.
yeah, it was talking to you, but it was at the same time it was talking, it was showing that the letters in green over a black
Yeah.
background. So that is giving you a trick.
All right.
So he can talk about we cannot change the color. What happened here?
So, shall we get started then?
Yes.
Alright.
So, you guys are currently at your local game shop. It's called the Game Creeper. This is where you hang out a lot. If you're not in the computer lab of the school where your computer club is, you would be probably there.
When I was planning going to buy this shop.
But you guys know that it's you're supposed to get to camp, space camp, and
We are supposed to. We went this year, or we are going to.
you're supposed to get there. And
Yeah, because last year I didn't have a good experience there. So.
yeah, but you want to change that, right?
Yeah.
So and you guys know that you haven't yet picked your titles within your team, so you can pick something like commander, pilot, communications officer, engineer, kid stuck out on the space crane, stuff like that. So what would you can openly discuss this.
So which of us is picking engineer? Let's be blunt. We have one person who can handle the computer aspects, one person can handle the fixing aspect.
I can work with machines.
Yeah.
Yeah, better than you. Last year we started working.
Yeah, we don't pass that.
I covered that.
Okay, so you're in the engineer.
I already read the manual right ahead of my game here.
I can pilot. I know how to drive.
Alright.
Well,
Who's the
actually, I don't remember exactly how it went the last year. I don't know why, but I would recommend to outsource this. Let's get somebody.
Outsource. Come on, it's us. We can do this.
We can totally do it.
We can outsource the pilot into a computer program.
You're going to be pilot, I'm going to be co-pilot.
I don't
Sounds
want to
cool.
brag here, but I'm
are
really
the
good at
possible
video
positions?
games. And isn't
Yeah.
steering
Pilot,
just...
pilot, engineer. What?
It's kind of what you can expect from a
Flight
space shuttle.
attendant.
You have commander,
You flight
pilot,
attendant.
communications officer, engineer. If you can think of another station, feel free to suggest it as
I'll
well.
take communications officer.
Alright.
Just hack the
commander?
competition.
Who's the Brooke character, by the way?
In the group.
You're the
Yeah.
Brooke, so you're
And
the
group
one. Yeah.
represent which attribute?
It's the social.
Okay, so I will
yeah.
be the commander.
No.
Okay. There you
Do
go.
you
So-
all agree, or do you want that
Agreed.
we submit this to some voting? Because I don't really want to force this, guys.
I vote for you.
Usually, when the commander says he's the commander, he's the commander.
So I'm that commander.
So one of your moms shows up with a car. Whose mom's gonna pick you guys up to bring you to space camp?
Mine's
Wait.
well at work.
No, mine's yours cannot go.
I'm gonna say it's
she
yours.
will send the chopper.
Yeah,
Well,
she was at,
Mine's A vampire,
Our
B
driver
supposedly
might get
dead. C it's an Adam style family, so that doesn't stop her from driving.
She's supposedly dead. Okay,
Yeah.
that's not
Mine cannot because she's trying to catch up with my sister.
I mean,
you know,
it's in
she's
the-
now in this music
It's in the
style and
half
with this
vampire talent sing.
Okay,
gothic.
Maybe James,
she
our,
got the-
our butler, will get us.
your butler.
Not my mother.
Yeah,
That's
it
your
says,
mother speak
rest in
German
peace.
already or
sure.
English.
But once again, vampire, so I'm not sure how literally to take that.
Can
So-
we go by our house in the bus, or we
No.
can rent a bit?
I'm gonna say this. So normally it's supposed to be your cousin. You're Vlad, right?
Yeah.
Your cousin Dimitrov is supposed to pick you up because he's old enough to drive a car.
That's so cool. Your cousin is not a vampire, is it? Dimitro?
No, he's,
Probably not.
Probably not.
He's crazy though.
And but he's not. He's late and he's not here. So you guys are at the game shop and you're looking at time and you're thinking you're going to be late for space camping.
Your cousin didn't come with the funerary card, man.
We should like yeah. Wait,
Can
no,
you
we're
tell
in the
him to
80s,
drive
we can't
faster?
call.
There's a payphone.
No, but how? He doesn't have a phone.
Can you tell him
You have
to drive faster? We are not going to make it.
What are we gonna
He's
do?
not here.
He didn't get. He didn't
Ah,
get.
he
We are
again.
stuck,
Okay,
man.
okay.
Maybe we should just take a cab. Like, why not? But
You could go.
I think there should be something.
My
Somebody should
house
open
is
a
close.
company
It's close
where
by.
you call and
You're-
some
My house.
unknown
Where are we?
stranger
You're
takes
in
you
the
by
game
a car
shop,
for a little
so
money
it's
to
not-
some other place.
It would be maybe 20
That would be
minutes.
uber cool.
to
I can drive us there.
You can drive us there.
Yes.
Okay.
Have you ever driven before?
Of course.
Really?
Told you. I can drive.
Oh Lord. All right.
What could possibly go wrong?
You have a license,
But
right?
we need to go. I can take my mother car.
All
I mean,
right.
it's an old one.
Okay.
Rusty one.
Do I have my skateboard?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Come on, are you a
You
chicken?
have
All right. Let's go. I can
Let's go.
supposedly make this.
What could possibly go wrong?
Okay. So you guys walk
Yeah.
To my house.
to your house,
I
yeah.
try to take the car. My
Co-
mother
co-
says a
in
rusty,
a right
very
way.
old car.
Yeah.
And my
Let
mother,
me commandeer you to get to your car and pilot it
yeah,
to the space
you
camp.
don't
Already.
put that. And I tried to.
So wait, we're not there yet.
Okay.
So
It's a Volkswagen.
20 minutes. Yeah, yeah.
It's an Audi.
Yeah.
What's a German car?
No.
it's a Volvo.
We're gonna get in trouble.
It is very secure and square.
So you're about to leave the game shop, and I'm gonna ask you, is it Jack, to make a perception check. So since it's our first challenge, I'll explain you how this works. So you start with 3 dice, okay?
All right.
And normally a challenge is just 1, so you need to make 1 of the suite I asked. So we're doing a Gale challenge, which is the purple, right?
All right.
You need to throw. That is that you pass it if you get
Yeah.
the
If I
attribute
get,
you
if I
have.
get one of them.
See, if you get 1 of them, you succeed.
All right.
If you get a weave, this is like the wild card, so that's a success, and you can re-roll it.
Oh.
If you get 2 more than the requested difficulty, that's a really good success. Okay.
All right.
If you don't get any successes, so if you fail, if you don't get enough successes, but you get a strike, your character sheet gets a strike. So that means something bad happens to you.
Oh, man.
And if you get 3 in a scene, you're out of the scene. If something happens, you can't play anymore until the next scene. When you change scenes, you lose all your strikes. And I can make things difficult for you if I see fit, because I have a few cards here, and if I have the card in the same suite that I want, I can upgrade this to another level if I see fit. In this case, I don't. So, but you're a Gale character, so you get an extra 1.
I get an extra.
So now you're at 4. Now, anytime you do a challenge, if there's anything in your character sheet that says that, in your opinion, means you would be better at this specific challenge, you can tell me so, and I can give you more dice for a total of a maximum of 6.
Now, for what am I checking, or what? Is
Just
it?
Perception.
a perception. So
I'm a bit
notice.
psychic, so like I occasionally get feelings about like something bad happens, or like I had maybe a dream about this exact situation last night or something.
Yeah, I'll give you an extra 1.
Those fungi you put in your pizza.
Otherwise, I don't know. Like just for perception,
Like,
no, I don't
yeah.
think the other ones fit really. That's,
Okay.
I guess that's it.
So here you go, and you can roll it here if you like. And you just need 1 Gale, so it's a purple one.
I have 1 Gale
And 2 strikes.
and 2 strikes.
Yeah, but the strikes don't count as long as you have your successes.
Oh.
So it's all good. You succeed.
Alright.
So
For me.
as you're about to head out, you hear a lot of bicycle sounds. You hear a lot of chains rolling and approaching your location, and not just 1 or 2 bikes. Like you definitely hear quite a few.
Alright.
We don't hear anything because we are discussing.
Yes, exactly.
You're going to drive. I want to go in the co-pilot. I want to be behind.
I hear just bikes, a bunch of bikes.
Move.
Yeah.
It's the tour.
The other the evil bat is coming to his town.
It's the Tour de France.
Yeah, last year again.
No,
Do we have a biker gang in this town?
Sorry?
Alright.
Do we have a biker
There's-
gang
you
in
know
this
this
town?
kid
There's probably a few.
in the neighborhood, Armstrong or something like that. I think he's good. with the bicycle.
Alright.
Maybe he will do something
Maybe
in
you
the
should be
future.
concerned about this.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, he will
like
get
we
a
should,
probe.
we should hide you guys. Like, hey, let's just this is not good. Let's just take cover.
What's happened?
Just go back. This is really bad. Like there's people approaching us. Come on, fast. Just
Okay.
pull them all to the side.
I just try to get out of the way because I'm very good hiding. So
Okay.
I just get.
We just take the corner, the next corner, whichever something. We just kind of cover it. Like look what is coming.
Okay.
Can I hear the wheels? Or?
So now that
No,
he's
he's
mentioning
warning
it,
us.
you do hear as well. You've heard it, and you the front of the shop is all glass, but it's all the kind that's.
We are inside the shop.
You're still inside. You were about to come out. It's the kind that's been, they've put like those stickers that makes it all opaque.
Yep.
But you see a shadow, a person approaching the door, the entrance of the shop. Two actually, now that you've looked closely enough. So you're all kind of moved aside. There's not really a lot of places to hide in the shop, but there are aisles, so you can kind of move
Yes, I
around.
hide behind the Captain America comics because nobody is going to read that.
Of course not. All right, and the door opens, and you see two teenagers older than you guys. They're probably 17, maybe even 18. And they come in. They're from the look of it, they look like they're members of a gang you've heard of. But you know, you just remember there's the leader is another older kid who's doing some trouble sometimes, and he's a bit scary. But you haven't actually witnessed them face to face. You just heard about that, but. This is what it looks like. And so they come in, they look around, and then they go to the clerk, who you know well, it's Bruno. Like, what do you want, kids? Like, hey, you got the latest Superpower magazine? Sure do. Takes a magazine out, you know that magazine, tells you all about all the little cheats on the latest video games. And the kid just puts some money, and they come out.
Oh, such a nice guys.
Do I know them? Because
I was expecting some gratuit bullying.
What's that?
Do I know them? Because I have a Team Jerk squad, always riding bicycles.
Okay, you could do flames check to see if you remember something. So you have 3, and then you can get an extra one for this. Anything else that would allow you to get more dice?
If I know them,
I have
because
a
I have this Team Jerk squad. You have a bunch of teenage friends who ride bikes around.
Wait, are
Generally,
you
get
flanked?
everyone. Yeah,
No, he's not flame, but he has this
I have
talent
this
that
talent.
helps him.
I just wasn't sure if
I-
you were also
I'm
flanked.
flame, right? Yeah.
Are you a flame character?
Yeah.
So
Ah,
you
then you
get
get
also
even
more.
more.
You get more,
Yeah.
man.
More power.
I have a good question. Is that
Double flame.
Double flame.
double flame?
Okay, so
Is
you.
two successes or?
So it's like something good happens. No? Or like,
1 and
No,
2 is
there's-
the same, right?
Sorry?
1 and 2. Is
Yeah,
the
if
same.
you had 3, it would be a crit,
Oh,
but it's not.
Okay.
Yeah, so you remember that some of the bike, your friends from the bike gang know them as rivals, but they're kind of scared of them, and they know you remember now the leader's name, which is Deuce. And you know that he's
Huge
a,
bag.
Huge, man.
okay.
Guys, it's Spanish English, you know.
sure.
super gentle.
Okay, so the 2 kids leave, the 2 teenagers. What do you guys do?
They're not such a nasty guys because if they are older than us, we are 12, they should be 15 and they're coming in bicycle. I don't know. They should be
Let's
coming
wait
motorbike.
1 minute and then we go running. We need to get there
We
on
need to
time.
get there. We can't just like.
But maybe Bruno can open the back alley door so we can go out a different way.
Guys, they're not going to find us. If they try to find us, they would drop their magazine they just paid money for.
It's, so I suggest
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's
Come
go.
on,
let's go. I
Let's
try
just
to
go.
convince Bruno if he can let us go out of the shop by the.
If you guys want,
But
I
I want to,
was-
but nothing happened. I mean, they didn't even tell us
I-
anything.
Yeah,
What's
but
the
it is,
problem?
you don't need
You are a
provocation.
chicken. You are a chicken. Come on, let's go.
Let's go.
all right.
Okay, but you go
let
first.
me go ahead. I have to skate. So if they like follow me, I just skate from other routes, and we just meet up later. I just take routes
Okay.
around.
I say if they come, we fight them.
No, that sounds really stupid. They're much bigger enough to just.
But
beat
we
us
are
up.
4. They are 2.
No, that sounds a horrible idea. How about I just skate through the park, just around, and we just meet up at your place. I know where you
No,
are,
no,
right?
don't worry,
So-
they're waiting for us at the door.
No,
They're going
it's
to get
better
you
to
anyway.
get close. Okay, try to get close.
Yeah.
So what's the plan? Sorry.
So he goes first and
I
escape.
go first. If
Okay.
they chase, they will probably chase me because I'll just go. They leave after I leave, and they see if I get followed.
Yeah.
So once it's secure, they will leave, and I will just take the longer route to his place and like just do a detour.
Okay.
And if they start chasing me, I will just go crazy with the skateboard, go like through over things, and like probably escape them.
And I will just
Try to
escape.
lose them.
I will escape through the back alley. I'm very good hiding.
But I'm-
I'll just go straight to his place like a normal sane
Everyone
person.
is assuming that they are going to kill us.
No.
Okay. So first you're going
Yeah,
out,
because
right?
it's not the 80s. It's,
Okay. So you open the door, and as soon as you open the door, you see a tall guy who's looking at a magazine. It's not the kid who just bought it,
Alright.
and he's just flipping through a magazine, and he's just like right in front of you,
Alright.
and then he just kind of looks up and sees you,
Alright.
and you feel like he looks a bit intimidating.
Okay.
He has long, mid-long black hair,
Okay.
and he just kind of looks at you with a blank stare for a second. Looks back at his magazine and flips another page. And then one of the kids who just bought the magazine shows up from behind him. He's like, "What's happening? Hey, Deuce, is he bothering you?" And then when you look a bit behind his shoulder, you see there's about 10 other kids on their bikes. And so this other kid just comes around. And so you guys hear this because the door is still open. And
Do not fight.
he's like, "You're giving trouble to Deuce? What do you want, man?"
I say, "You can never catch me." I jump on my skates and run away.
All right.
I face bomb.
So you're gonna do a stone, or let's say it's an agility check actually. So that's Gale's as well. So that's your strong suit.
I am small for my age, so I'm good.
I'm good.
So I'm good at squeezing through tight places that are too big for other people. I'm good at shaking and like. Also, adults like me because I look small and cute.
That's not gonna apply here.
No.
But the small size, yes. Okay.
The small size, maybe I can.
But you are a skateboarder, so.
I'm a skateboarder, yeah.
So that'll give you another one. So that's a 6. Now I'm upgrading this challenge to a 3
Okay.
because you're really literally in front of them.
You know what? You have better skateboard than mine because it's more expensive, but mine is better. It's falling apart. But
So you need to do be careful with the power move you can use.
your skate is customized. You have something like this from
I'm like-
grace behind, so
I have
we
cool
for the
stickers on
chases.
them. I don't have
Something I haven't mentioned yet. In this case, it doesn't matter. But sometimes, if one of your talents can help another person, you can assist for an extra die.
Okay.
If we want.
If you want, of course, you don't have to. So you need to do 3 gales, please.
I have 1 gale.
And you have a weave that counts as 1 as well,
2 gales.
which you can re-roll.
Hostia, ¿qué pasó?
And- And you don't have any strikes, so that's good. So if you do another weave or another gale, you'll succeed. Not quite.
So just to explain again the throw, what was the target? Three successes.
No, one.
3.
One.
He had to. No, 3.
I
I
have
upgraded
2.
it.
I
Yeah.
have 2, I
Three.
guess.
So you got 2 now.
Yeah.
The weave counts as a success, which he can re-roll, but he only got 2.
Yeah.
So he's back. All right. So what happens here is you kind of make you actually want to go through the legs of that kid.
Yeah.
And but as you do that, and you're actually really surprised, like in an instant, Deuce, the guy who's the more intimidating kind,
Yeah.
just grabbed you, and you're now up in the air,
Okay.
a meter or so, and
Alright.
it looks at it like, what are you trying to pull? And you're a bit scared right now.
Okay.
And he just looks up your shoulder, and he looks inside the shop and sees you guys. He says, and his face changes a bit, and he just puts you back. Like, just don't fool around. And then he just turns around, and all the kids go on their bikes. and they start rolling away.
Not creepy at all.
You guys come out and do a perception check, please.
Okay.
So that's 3,
3.
unless you have a reason to have more.
No, that I can't think of. I mean, unless this has anything. Well, depends. Is this at night right now?
It is actually night, yeah.
Then I do have night owl. Feel more comfortable after the sun's down. Don't generally get spooked. Well, okay. Unless this is avoiding spookiness, then it shouldn't count. So, no.
Okay. Well, here, anyway, you just need 1. Oh, you got 2, and re-roll them. Oh, actually, you got 3. So this is already a crit.
3.
Okay. So you can tell now that it's when he looked at you that his mood changed.
Oh.
So he probably just met my family.
Probably knows them.
And they're off. And now you're on your own. Your skateboard is slowly rolling away, by the way, but you can catch up.
Yeah, I'll get it before it gets thrown over by a car. So.
Okay.
Okay, as soon as they are gone. Okay.
Let's just normally go.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
That was a horrible idea. I'm glad I didn't fight them.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I thought it was
Or more.
it was feasible.
Let's just go.
Okay, let's go.
All right. So you get to your house.
Yep.
And there's the car is parked outside as it usually is. There's light inside, by the way.
So I need to push it a little bit so I can start the engine a little bit far.
Can't you
Yes,
drive us?
mother always Let's go, let's go.
If you want, I can go to this cabin in front of your home. I can call your home, and meanwhile your mother is at the phone. You can try to take out the car.
So you go in the car. You guys start pushing it.
Yeah.
A little bit.
No, I wanted
Yeah.
to use the call as a distraction.
Yeah, do it. Okay. So you go to a payphone.
Yes.
You call and
yes,
the mom
I have
calls.
always coins in my pocket, so I have no problem there.
I don't have a phone, probably.
You don't have a phone at
It's
home?
important.
I live in a van. Probably there is no phone.
You live in a van.
Yeah, I'm very poor.
But
Okay.
you have
Okay,
to
the
spend
car
some-
is rusty.
So you're
it's
taking the
terrible.
car off of the van and then you're driving away with
Okay,
it.
so in that case, I don't go to your
I
home.
mean, in a van, probably it's like a without even wheels, you know.
Yeah, sure.
So in that case, I will not use the phone. I will just go to
And the
the
car is like
to the post
30-year-old
office.
car.
and send a telegram to your mom.
Yeah, probably it's better.
Obviously, she has a telegram.
And then, as
The
soon as
telegram, because you
as
have
soon as
power,
we
no?
are a little far,
Okay.
Hans, you have doors.
hey, can you do me a favor? Hans, take my camera. Can you film this? It's going to be great.
Alright, I can try.
And what you do with that? Take my camera. Take my camera.
Yeah, the
It's a
camera
super,
has the
it's a
shoulder
super,
cam.
it's a
Take my
super
camera.
H camera that my grandfather
It's
gave me.
it's
like a bazooka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Can I just ask you a question?
Fine tune.
Why do you have a camera that's more expensive than your house?
My grandfather gave it to me.
He inherited it.
Okay, and I
It's the Second World War video
Because
camera.
he gets things. He gets things. He doesn't get real estate, but he gets things.
Okay. Okay, so you start pushing the car.
Mhm.
I'm gonna assume your family is not noticing anything. You hear loud TV anyway inside, and once you're far enough, you
Is TV
ignite
or
the
phonograph?
engine
Radio.
and you start driving away.
Great.
Uh,
to be great.
It's better than you start driving, but we are in the car.
And if I can take the freeway, I will take the freeway.
no, there's no freeway where you go.
Okay.
But I would like a agility check, so that's Gale's.
Yep.
And
I can mostly drive a car.
yeah, that's why. But I'm gonna leave it at 1 just because it's not a
You have
particularly
more
difficult
bonus
road.
because your talent.
No, actually, I need to throw the dice because I mostly can do it.
3 and you can mostly drive a car. That's fourth. Anything else you can add to this?
I don't think so.
You don't have, yeah, you don't have the other, so.
So you just need 1.
I try to make a.
Oh my god!
Flash car!
Oh, that's good. We got the accident just going out from the parking place. So
Just gonna.
it's not.
They probably ran the cops or something.
All right.
Are you filming this?
I filmed this all. This is me on the camera. I just filmed everything.
So you're gonna see on your character that I've added a strike. So for the viewers at home, this is 3 strikes and a stone. So basically, absolutely nothing. It's a terrible roll. So what happens? It all starts really, really well. You got this, right? You're under control, and this is just so easy for you. You've done this all your life, as far as you remember, at least.
Yeah. Hans, I think driving is with the open eyes.
Yeah, I open the windows for people to start, you know.
No, but what you notice is that this guy is mistreating your camera. He's not holding it right. He's pushing the wrong buttons, and that really upsets you.
What are you doing?
And
I don't know this model.
so you show him how to hold it properly and how to adjust the focus.
Alright.
This?
Okay,
Sorry.
sorry.
Do not touch it.
Okay.
And next thing you know, you just hit a fire. What do you call this? Hydrant. Thank you. So that's that made a really nice dent on your car. It's definitely going to be noticed. It still drives, but it makes a clicking sound noise, like clink, while you drive it.
Why did you touch my camera?
Dude, look to the street. What do you care about the camera?
Give me the camera.
He's
You
doing a
think
selfie
it's
shot now
scratchy?
with his shoulder camera.
I check the camera.
Instead of a selfie stick,
The camera's
we got
fine,
a-
yes.
Are we okay?
No, we're okay. The car is only,
And
he's
by the
not going
way-
to be okay when we come back from the camp.
One of you
Oh,
look at the
rest?
time and you know that at camp it's the festivities of the evening. So this is the first night of camp, right? So kids started showing up late afternoon. Now it's really into the night. They're probably all around the
We are supposed to
campfire.
have the backpack with the clothing and all the stuff, no?
Yeah, you got all of that in your backpacks.
Okay. And you wanted to
Um,
escape the guy with your backpack?
Okay, if I can still drive, I will try.
You can still drive. It's just now it's like
Yeah,
it clearly there's something
okay.
wrong.
I will just go more slow.
And
Ask his car radio cassette or something because
My father is
I
going
got
to kill me.
Don't worry, we can fix it.
cassette
We
from
can
my
make
sister.
it better.
What do you have?
Newer.
sorry, what do you have?
In the radio, he can put a cassette.
Yeah,
So we can
there is a
go-
cassette player.
So we can listen to some new music I'm trying to get into. It sounds nice.
I'm sure in space camp, if we have time, we'll just fix it by the side, you know. Like,
Oh, my father is going to kill me.
solely do this, he'll never notice.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, come on. If you are able to fix the fuselage of a shuttle, you can fix the car.
Probably, I think I can do it.
Okay, let's get there.
We'll
We
even
can
give it a
think
nice finish, you know,
tomorrow.
it'll look better than before.
All right.
There is any chance that he is going to the camp as well? No.
You don't.
Not that you know.
I
You
mean,
can just
he's
find
too old
a
for
new
this,
20-year-old
no? Or it's
20-year-old
not-
car.
There are older kids at space camp. It's not just for little kids. But
Okay, so yeah, my tyrannic monitor.
you would think it's a bit old for it, but there are older kids. Okay.
Okay.
So you make it to camp,
Okay.
and
Good job.
I told you.
so the camp is it feels a bit like a traditional camp in the fact that it's right by a forest, but there's also this building that looks very futuristic for the time, and it's got like a nice satellite antenna at the top. It's got a bunch of cool stuff that you can tell. But the kids right now are pretty much everyone you can tell is in the forest where there's wood cabin, wood cabins, cabin wood, anyway, some cabins where the kids sleep, and there is a big fire camp where you hear a lot of noise and laughter.
Okay. Let's go. Let's go.
So you park the car, and well, where are you going like this? You hear, and this is a voice you recognize. It's Sabine, the camp counselor. And whenever you're in trouble, she's the one who's gonna.
She's an adult.
She's an adult, yes.
Alright.
She's wearing the school, the camp uniform, which is this. It's imagine the scouts uniform, but all gray, which makes it look all futuristic. And there's a little rocket on her song
Yeah.
there
Make it
on her
better.
chest. Yeah.
But she got us in the way. She didn't see us
She's
coming
close to
with
the car.
She didn't see you with the car. No, she
She
just
didn't-
spotted you as you were entering the
Because
camp.
it's just out,
Okay,
of,
it's fine.
out of the bat bothering.
I-
It's not because we came in a car.
I go to her and I fake being super sad. I like, Sabine, we just got lost. I don't know.
Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him, Sabine. He was only missing you, but he's very happy inside to see you again.
We're just are we in trouble? Cause we just got lost. We just made it. We just missed so many things.
It's only 30 minutes, right?
It's fine, right?
So I would like a Brook challenge from you. This is blue stuff.
Alright.
You can get an assist from your friend who's
Trying to moderate.
yeah. Any other reason you would need some extra
Yeah,
time?
this is
I am,
commander help.
I'm small for my age. I have
Yes.
angel when adults mistake you for a younger child.
So
Okay.
you have just 2 pathetic bones. That's good.
All right. So you're
Wild.
got it.
Yeah, good, no?
Wow.
That looks nice.
Roll
You can
again.
roll that.
Roll that one.
Okay. So just the one, right?
Yeah. Shame.
So
So
when you get the river, is
If you want one, good. One automatically, and then you run it again.
Okay, so
If
we
you
got,
get the cross.
okay,
Yeah.
so we got two groups. That is not enough. It's one success.
Right. 1 and 2 is the same.
Sorry
so
for the technical mistake.
that's fine. Sorry. You
You got it, man! You got it!
okay? So she looks at you, and you're not sure if she's buying it, but can you thank you.
Okay.
But you can tell if there's one thing she knows more than annoying kids is kids that are crying. So, all right, just go in and drop your stuff in your dorm room and make sure you don't cause any more trouble. All right.
Sure.
And since she's talking to you, you can do a perception check as well.
Alright.
You got 4 because this is your suite, right?
Yeah.
Gail.
Can
Yeah,
I
Gail is
also
my
help? Can I also
No, this is
throw
just
because I'm with him because we are supposed to be.
no, this is just perception.
Okay.
So
It's
unless you
just
can give him extra
perception?
eyes, yeah. But if you have
This is-
something,
I'm a little bit psychic.
not in this case. No dreams there.
You had a dream about that.
Huh? I don't know, man.
Oh, her. That doesn't sound very bad.
It's I won.
You got one?
Oh no, I won.
It's purple, huh?
It's yeah.
A strike. Okay.
That's right.
No, so you don't notice anything.
Okay.
And actually, she's kind of impressed you, and you're a bit worried now about her. So you're actually going to pay less attention. You're trying not to look at her much.
Okay.
You avoid her gaze.
Mhm.
Alright.
You were Jack, right? So I give you a strike now. But you lost yours actually. We changed scenes. You were Hans. Okay, yours is gone.
Oh.
So-
You do it, huh?
So you come in. You pass by the other kids. Some make fun of, hey, it's the team that keeps losing, like this, and you keep going to your dorm room. You drop your bags. You come out straight
This
away.
year, we will beat you all this year. We will achieve second to last for once.
Yeah, that's a nice objective.
That's the key of success. Huh?
always,
So I try to
always
I
improve.
try to keep my backpack with me because I always have my
Okay.
stuff.
But you have a lot of stuff in here. All your clothes. Your
What is
Yeah, I
the
leave like the basic stuff. So
Can you
I
remind me
I
that
just
what
take
time
a,
it is now? What is the time? It's evening? It's afternoon?
It's no, it's nighttime now. It's probably 9:30 already.
So that is time to go to bed or something? like
Not
that?
yet. The kids are all, because it's the first night, so all the kids are gathering. They've all finished eating. You're actually kind of hungry. You skipped dinner.
That is my
Mhm.
question. Let's try to get to the kitchen.
And it could be worse. We could have skipped breakfast. That would have been horrible.
That's true.
It's true. Yeah, let's try to sneak into the kitchen and get something.
Do you have something to eat in your bag?
No.
Oh,
No.
come on. You disappoint me.
Yeah.
You are supposed to get stuffed.
So let's go to the kitchen.
All right, you try. So you pass again the campfire, and you go to the kitchen, and it's closed and it's locked.
All right. Any windows?
Yes.
Windows open.
No.
Tipped.
Sorry?
Tipped.
So you're trying to find a way in, basically.
Yeah. All right.
I'm just gonna scan a card. Excuse me.
It's not a big problem.
Where's the key? One of the probably adults has the key for the kitchen. Probably one who's responsible for the kitchen. The one who cooks. Because we know who he is or she.
Anyway, it's American food. Okay?
Actually,
It's
how
anything-
old? Are there any old adults here?
Right now, you only see Sabine. At the campfire, you might have spotted a few more adults that are managing the kids. But
No, I mean grandparent age adults.
you're not sure. You haven't yet. You've only just arrived, so you've seen some adults, but you're not sure. You haven't really paid attention. You could go back to the campfire if you want to.
Do I have something? I check for something to open the door, like a lockpick or whatever.
Pocket knife, something, you know.
Signature move. So
Okay.
you happen to have precisely the right thing in your back pocket for this substitute.
Something to lockpick the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds
So you're about to do that, but you see an adult actually who shows up, and so you're about to look into the bag like, "Hey kids, what are you doing here? Come on, we're about to get started." And he just pulls you up to the campfire.
So hungry.
And
Now we have to sing, man.
as he brings you there,
Yes.
Actually, do you have some I don't know chocolate bars in your pockets? You have something for every situation, right?
you might have some one candy that would be good enough for you to last a
trade
bit
it for
longer.
something better.
Give me the candy.
Give me the candy. I will bring back food.
Give me the candy. I throw it to his eye. I mean, what is?
So the guy just pulls you and then to the campfire, and now he keeps pulling you. He passes the campfire, and you see all the kids are up now, and they're all kind of facing a different way, same direction as you're going. And then he keeps pushing you through the kids, and then you realize there's a stage. And it wasn't he'd be here last year, and he just keeps pushing you all the way to the stage, and then he gets on stage, and he just takes a microphone. Boom, boom, boom. All right, kids, so we're about to get started, and great sport for these kids to volunteer to be first for a singing contest.
Oh, that's
And off to you guys, and he gives you the microphone.
Okay.
I don't sing, but I will dance.
And you basically see a karaoke song that starts playing. It's kind of a jazzy thing that you've heard on the radio.
I was just going to start humming Kyle's theme. It goes with every freaking situation. Also,
Yeah, just give me the phone.
Like
I'm good. I'm good talking with people. Let me try.
And I dance.
You dance.
We are going to be fine as
break
long.
dance.
Oh, breakdance, right. Okay,
I'm very good at it.
so we're gonna do.
Well, I start normal, but you start I start like
It's
doing
a pity
some
that
breakdance.
my sister is the one who knows about this. But
I just joined him in
about
dancing.
music
I
and
just
this.
sing along.
We're gonna do a Brook Challenge level 3.
I
So
mean, it's my
everyone.
flow, so is this
For everyone. We'll just go in order. So we'll start with you since you're singing. This is your suite, right?
Yeah.
So you got 4.
thing.
Anything else you can add to this?
Let me check if there is something I can convince you about.
Let's see. And I should mention this, that Jack, since you have a strike,
Actually,
you're gonna get one less die to start with. Let's see. I'm gonna close the window a bit.
Yeah, it's quite chilly.
All right.
Actually, I could.
Can one of the chargers there reach here? Because
Yes,
I'm
they
at
can.
like 16% on my battery. You know?
And there's even cables.
I'm going to. Can I?
Put it in the ground, I guess.
I have an idea. Can I tell you without betraying the character in one-to-one?
I
Okay.
To the camera.
Let me just move aside so I won't hear
Oh,
it.
sorry, something. Yeah, it's. I think it would be very funny because.
Move aside, they're trying to have a secret conversation.
Right.
Okay.
Secret
So,
conversation.
Let's say that we are not going to perform nicely, and instead of that, let's choose some. I don't know this Joker. This you can if you play on song, the
Yeah.
restricted one,
Uh-huh.
and we are going to do it very bad. In the meanwhile of the song, I use my telekinesis to break the bell or something of this adult that has force has to do the job, and he gets his pants down or something, and he has long, yeah, distraction something, so the kids at the end will be laughing at me, not on our, that is a proposal.
Yeah, I like
But
it a
you
lot.
can tell to the other characters if he's succeeding or not.
Yeah.
That maybe that is my aim.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, would we have to throw Brook?
Brooks are the blue ones.
How many days do I have to take? Sorry.
All of these are for you.
Okay. I'm good at this Brook thing, so I get that.
Yeah, I gave you already.
Okay,
so you have 4 plus the 5 you just mentioned.
Okay, so you finished your
Okay.
secret
I tried
secret
to
conversation.
Well, it's not. It was for great effect. I don't know if it's going to be. Oh, that look fantastic! Like nothing.
Nothing. Okay.
Oh no, one. That is one. No? That is my color. Or no?
No, nothing.
Ow.
Okay,
Oh, such a pity.
that's fine.
But still, you can use it.
It's my
But wait.
it's my flaw, so I cannot dance very well, so I automatically fail. I assume.
He was already mentioning that.
That's in your flaws.
Yeah, I think I can dance very good, but it's not true, and everyone makes fun.
But that's fine. That means that you're really gonna get into it. So.
Oh,
do it.
the robot. The robot.
So you have 3. Anything else you wanna add to this? Okay.
I'm
I'll
gonna
give
be
you the
like Napoleon Dynamite.
So 1, right?
It's the blue, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now, what about you?
You see that was thinking very good.
So you start with 2. Anything you can? I can remind you. Is it you who can do magic tricks?
I can do magic tricks.
That could be useful right now.
All right.
That could save the day.
You could save the day.
I am gonna do a feat of magic with a bunch of cards, like just gonna show them cards and then
It's that kind of magic. Okay, so.
I can't make someone disappear. I'm not.
You can make a dog appear from your.
Make 4 of us disappear.
I can do like stage magic and
Yeah.
a whole bunch of card tricks. Okay, well I can do
That's
stage
pretty
magic.
good. I mean,
Yeah.
we are in a stage. So
We're on
Yeah.
the stage. Okay. So we're gonna do this jumping room kind of trick, okay?
No,
so,
I think it would be better
so-
you put to cover my head.
Yeah.
you make us just disappear.
I will cover him and then shake it off and he will disappear.
Okay.
Well, who? Me?
Wait. So you're dancing, right?
Yeah, and dancing.
Yeah.
It's difficult to
Really
catch him because he's doing the robot.
Okay. You're singing. What are you doing?
But very bad,
You're disappearing.
You'll see.
Okay.
But he cannot disappear because
All right.
he
I do
has to
it
be
with
back
you.
for
You
breakfast.
will just disappear. You
Okay.
will be not visible anymore. All right. So with 3 dice.
Again.
Okay. I just got
Look, look,
Yeah. I got one.
Yeah. No,
Okay,
you don't
got
do
one?
that, yeah.
And what do you have? So you start at 3.
Well, there's the issue that he pretty much just made me disappear.
Well, and you're not sure it happened yet, so I want to
Yeah.
know what everyone does. And
Okay, I'll be temporarily borrowing the microphone from you,
All yours. I'm doing
Okay.
so good, I don't need it.
and as we all know, the human mind gives us psychic waves that we can then synchronize with the sound waves produced by music, essentially becoming one with the tempo. Especially if you fine tune the microphone, you can become one with the tempo and just write the music to perform the most beautiful dance through technology. Does this count as because scientific gobbledygook?
if you can come up with even the clumsiest scientific gobbledygook to explain how you use technology to help with a problem, again, yeah, sure.
Or should I
You
give
can gain up to
It's
1
crafted.
additional die,
Yeah.
re-rolling all your strikes.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So, anything else you want to add to this? So, guys, look at your phone
Look at the phone.
because he's going to use a signature move.
All right.
Okay. All right. Use signature move.
So, do it.
Activate.
Ta-da!
Red.
Everything is red.
So, oh, you can re-roll your strikes. That's very convenient.
Triple strike, reroll.
And
That's
the
one
1.
success.
All right.
Worth it.
It was a bug.
So, okay.
Not yet. It's going to be
So he makes you disappear. You start doing stuff with your computer to hack into the microphone or something.
No, just straight up manually adjusting the microphone.
Yeah.
only because of this. We deserve to be obliterated. Eh?
No, if I had a
Come
computer, I would be getting
and
extra 2
smite
dice
us.
at that point.
This guy is dancing, and as he's dancing, he probably trips on something, which makes him reappear, and people looking at him on his computer. You're singing terribly, and the guy who was introducing you also lost his pants suddenly. So all of that is a very interesting show that the kids really enjoy and laugh quite a lot, and you made a good impression.
Cool.
They will definitely keep talking about this for a
Really
while.
cool.
All right, and then it's the turn to a group of girls who apparently are part of a singing choral next, and they start singing beautifully, like they do little notes together, a cappella and whatnot.
But this is again from the season.
So-
So anything else?
Yeah.
Yeah, they just
And so while they're doing that, what are you doing?
Congratulating each other and another awesome show.
Now I try to. Let's go for it.
Let's go eat something.
Yeah.
I just wanted to tell you, by the way, this all happened because I scanned a plot twist, which basically said suddenly you have to participate in a singing contest.
No, yeah.
Alright.
So not
What's
me.
the red? What's the red thing that was flashing?
No,
Yeah,
that's
that
his
was a special
signature
move.
move,
Signature.
which allowed him to hack into everything.
Actually, let's see.
All right, so you're going back to the kitchen.
Alright.
Okay, so you're gonna try and open that door,
It's my
right?
signature move.
So this is gonna be agility. So Gales, where you have your special tools. So you get an extra one.
It's my signature move. So it's just,
Oh, your signature move.
yeah.
Ah,
Nice.
so you have to.
My signature move is.
Just
we
keep
have
in mind you
used
can
until
only use
now,
it once,
but
huh?
You happen to have precisely the right thing in your back pocket for this success.
But just to be clear,
I need to display the thing and gain an extra dice.
but just keep in mind you can only do this once throughout this game.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah, the signature move is just once per game. So
So
you can
what's
use it
the
if you
dice?
want,
I will
but
not use it for that.
I would say it's a bit of a waste.
Use the Swiss knife. Use the Swiss knife.
Well, then I try with something.
In your
Okay.
pockets.
You never know.
Not from my signature move, but probably I carry
Yeah.
many things. I try to do it. You
Give
know?
me just another move when the vampire is coming. Or the
Yeah,
alien
Sure.
or
So I need to have the gun with the silver bullets.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
Okay.
I think that I heard that if vampires don't have breakfast, they are vulnerable. What do you think?
No, I can assure you, from very personal experience, vampires have breakfast.
Wooden steaks for breakfast.
You bastard! My mom was a vampire.
Alright.
Okay.
So
So
we
can I
we
try
We
after
try to
this?
break in, huh? Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay.
What can I?
I keep
So
watch.
just do
I keep watch.
Just do your roll.
I
And
keep-
Yeah.
so 3, but I will say they're helping out, so you can use an extra roll.
Alright, I'm helping out.
What's
It's purple.
Purple. Two purples.
Okay, so yeah, you basically use what you can, and
Good job, man. You made it.
you manage to open the kitchen to the treasure, the door to the treasure room.
So far we've picked a fight with a gang, stolen a car, crashed the car, and,
80s, man.
and are bringing it to the kitchen all in one day.
Remember the 80s? It was just like this.
I,
single day.
actually, I'm a 90s kid, so
Let's
Okay.
make spaghetti. I feel like we should totally cook
You know,
spaghetti.
is there anything that I can just eat right away?
Bread?
Open cans of just bread.
Yeah, so you some of the things are locked or just too high, but you manage to find you can make yourself sandwiches. Peanut butter is there.
That sounds amazing. Yeah.
actually I'm just going to. I suggest we just
I mean,
grab
take the
bread
bread
and literally just leave for our room.
So since there's a lot of noise and people moving around outside at that moment, you think it's probably safer to eat in the kitchen. Nobody's coming into the kitchen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's just bunk in here and like.
You're in the dark. You're making your sandwiches.
Close
You're
the door
eating.
and then
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, and finally you feel a full stomach,
Okay.
and you make your way out, and you realize everybody's gone to bed already, and the fire now is almost dying. It's just a small fire, so there's not much light anymore, and it's really quiet in the camp.
Okay. Can I make a perception skill
Yes, you can. So you would get 4.
with a bit of psychic?
Yeah, why not?
2 rerolls.
Nice.
And, sorry, this already counts the pass, right?
Yes.
Okay. And another roll for
So that's a crit.
So that's a crit.
Very well. Okay, so yeah, you notice quite a bunch of things. First of all, you notice it's probably too quiet. The kids just went to bed like moments ago. You don't hear any kind of animal sounds. Usually you would hear some animals. You don't hear that either. And then you think you heard a sound coming from that building. The one where they do all the
technological advance.
the space stuff.
Okay.
But you felt like it was a voice, somebody's voice. Maybe someone said, someone called, or you think it was a person, but you couldn't really. It was really far. Hey guys, did you hear that?
No.
There's a noise from the building. It's super quiet. Why is it so quiet? There's like a weird voice from that. We should totally check it out. Yeah, let's go. This is really strange. Okay.
We sneak there to investigate the voice.
Okay. So yeah, you go quietly to the building, and there is the double doors that most people use to enter the building. They're locked. You can tell right away, but you don't think the sound came from here anyway. Yeah. And you start going around, and you notice another door. You've seen this door before. You've never actually gone through it, mainly because there's a sign that says "No campers allowed."
Yeah.
Quite in big. But then you think you hear a sound again. It's just really distant, and you think it's just someone calling or something like this. It's you can tell it's quite far within the building, so it's really hard to tell what the sound is. You guys heard it as well.
Definitely we have to go in.
Oh, and you remember now. Last year they were saying most likely everybody was talking about this. That the rumor says that they're hiding all the really fancy fake astronaut training gear there.
What's is main voice or whatever?
Sorry?
We heard a voice, right? Like from a man.
You couldn't really tell.
Okay. But just one person.
You can't really tell. Really.
Well, it's either aliens, vampires, or ghosts. Or vampire aliens masquerading as ghosts.
I totally believe you.
Or got in.
Is there any way to get in? Is there any, I don't know,
Well,
vent, tunnel or whatever?
so
You
you
didn't try the
look
door.
around. You see nothing. There is a ventilation shaft. It's quite high up. You don't think you can reach it. The door is unlocked though.
So we can just open the door.
Can I
That's
take
my
my?
bad.
I have a Specto Master because I'm a paranormal investigator.
Yeah.
Just take it out and check if there's any paranormal.
It's like a Ghostbuster type of thing.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
when there's a paranormal.
Exactly the thing from Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
It's
That's a
like-
And I take my Geiger counter
Okay.
to see if there is any radioactivity around.
Just measure now. Just go ahead measuring things.
Come on, guys. Come on, guys.
I open the door.
Yeah.
He's already opened it. but-
Say, let's do some kind of technological achievement and open the door without hacking it.
Is there any radioactivity?
Not from the Geiger
Good
counter, so
chance,
it's not
good chance
radioactive.
to hack their instruments.
So far nothing.
I can't carry around my computer though.
No, because I'm completely sure that they will be happy. They will be totally amazed to find a radioactive ghost.
Probably it's either.
Both. You cannot be selected.
So you once the door is open, so your thing doesn't react
that's
either,
fine.
but you keep it on.
Or keep it on.
Yeah.
Fancy lights. We can use
Yeah, me too. I try
flashlight.
to. Alright.
And so there are stairs going down.
But there is light inside or it's dark?
It's dark. Yeah.
Do you have
That's
a,
fine.
Do you have a
No.
You never have? I thought you were having everything.
But then I need to spend the.
The ability,
I
yeah.
thought you were.
No, you should keep it for like the silver bullet with the gun or something that you just access.
For the silver bullet to the head.
I mean, I bring things, so I don't know if I have a lamp or whatever, but just in case.
If it's in your inventory, you do. Otherwise, you don't.
Yeah.
In the inventory, the one you were writing.
Okay, so
before
you're just gonna
you-
go slowly in the dark and go down the stairs. I mean, as long as the door is open, there's some light filtering in from outside, from the moving
Because they didn't
stars.
think about putting an interrupter for the light by the door.
Well,
There is one
There
actually.
is, but probably it's not a good idea to switch on the light.
No, there is a light switch.
That's
Would you like
good.
to?
It's a different approach.
We need to know. We need to know.
Okay, okay.
So you go down the stairs carefully. It's
In the dark.
it's quite dark, and you get down to a small room with a couple of doors and a big double door, which looks like a door. That it looks like an elevator actually. It's but all the doors are locked currently,
It's the elevator.
and the elevator has how do you say a little panel with for a pin code.
Oh.
So
Can
it's
you
got-
see how many floors there are?
No.
Is there any
There's
How do I
no-
hack this?
Yeah, just unscrew the top so I can directly access the wires, and we should be good.
I think so too. I
I
think
can
we
do
can,
too.
we can totally.
So who's the hacker?
Me?
Before we do that, should we maybe just
I
check
can help
for?
you.
Should we should just check the thing for like finger marks. Any fat marks. Like then we can already dice out like some bunch of numbers. Like if like some numbers still have dust on them, we sure know they never pressed that one. So
Yeah, but if you're not sure if you have powder, and it's also very dark, so it might be a bit tricky.
Yeah, for like, and also you get the numbers, but you don't get the sequence.
no, we don't know about that.
So you're gonna do
I think it's better we look into
this is
the.
gonna be a flames check.
I have an electrician, so you build things. You can pull the wires and circuit board out of stuff, which you can put back together correctly at least 60% of the time.
I take mental note of to make a
Electrician.
complaint to the
And
design of the
I
building
might have the
because
handy
it can be
tools for
not
this
that you have.
because I'm the bulky.
So I can just figure out and help him with the with the wire.
Junior
And
code
it's all
monkey.
security principles.
I'm a
You
casual
cannot have
adventurer.
at the same time a lift without a
I
stairs.
love the
In the case of a fire, you have
And actually, we were like, we need to hack this. Okay, I can do this. I can do this.
That's brilliant. Everybody's trying something different. I would recommend that he takes the lead and then you
Yeah.
guys assist because he's
Okay.
got flames, so he gets an
Yeah.
extra one already,
Okay.
and then you get an assist from him. And then was there something else? Oh, electrician. There you go. So that's all there.
Alright.
And we're gonna no, I have no flames cards, so it's all fine.
doesn't really matter.
Nothing.
We broke it.
Hey, you're singing every way.
Do you have a strike?
Huh?
Two
Yeah,
strikes.
Yeah, two.
Okay. So okay,
You get two?
it's the
Double
same.
arms, my God.
So basically, you get shocked. You start rewiring stuff, and you just and then you're all kind of stunned for a while. Who else wants to try?
Alright.
I'll try.
You try? I assist you then.
So you get your 3 + 1.
I am completely amazed in disappointment of such a wizards of technology. That
Do I get one more from his assist?
You get so you're at 4.
I'm only
No, I have
happy.
Junior Cool Monkey, so for hacking.
Yeah, sure. That'll give you 5 then.
I'm only happy that they didn't hear me saying. Oh yes, they hear.
One success.
All right. So you do once he's been shocked, you're like, let me do this, and then you just pull in your SCSI port cable and plug it to the thing, start typing your stuff.
Ah, you said before you could not dance, and it's not true.
You just went to the new thing.
This has, I see potential in this.
Wow, that's evil.
Where did you leave your camera? In the cabin.
The
positive
cable is always red. They make it blue. They want to confuse us.
Yeah, you are Hans McGiver. McGiver.
MacGyver, I think is how it's pronounced.
By the way, I have a dog that is always following me.
Really?
Following me, yes.
What? You have a dog?
I don't want a dog, but sometimes it's coming, and I'm allergic to the dog, and the dog is allergic to me.
Are you kidding?
Okay.
You mean this dog?
Just
Here,
for you.
I was
The
the
dog,
dog.
the
No,
Here,
no,
yeah.
it's not coming with me
No,
all
yes,
the
yeah,
time.
no,
It's
good,
just
good,
appearing
good.
and he's obsessed with me.
Dogs
Okay.
don't conduct electricity.
Just for
so
your-
that's PCs.
All right.
Yeah.
So you left the
Anybody
camera.
of you want to see?
No, thanks.
I'm good.
So you left the camera back in the dorm, was it, or in the car?
No, the camera is always with me.
It's always with you.
Yeah.
since you talked about it, I'm just curious. Okay. So yeah, you open the door and the elevator doors open, and some light comes in now into the room, so you can see.
And then I start filming.
Okay. You go in the elevator. There's only one button, so you press it, and it starts going down, and it goes down for a long time.
Wow.
Okay, film with the camera and with the other, and I have the
Yeah. So that doesn't do anything, but as you start getting close to the bottom, your thing starts emitting some little sounds.
Really?
It's faint, but there's something.
Okay, we're all going to die.
A ghost. Okay. Sounds
No,
good.
didn't I tell you? It's not a ghost. It's a vampire pretending to be a ghost. An alien vampire, most likely.
All right. The elevator door opens.
Ah, you got it. You got it. You got it.
Yeah, we got it.
Oh, good. Congratulations.
The elevator door opens. So you've been going down for a long time.
His machine is really showing signals of ghost activity.
And
Yeah.
the room is dark, but basically you see a long corridor. It's actually a very big, almost like a hangar room, and you're on a little sky bridge.
We were going down or up? Sorry.
Down. Really,
Okay.
really, really down.
Oh, it's more expensive.
And then at the very end, you see, so you can't see anything from below this room. You're just on your sky bridge. It's too dark. But there's little lights on the sky bridge that are really faint that shows you the way. And at the end, you can see something. It's like a blue light coming from there. There's a large object with a blue light. It looks like a...
It's coming towards us.
No, it's
just standing.
it's at the end of the room. It's imagine like a big block of something that's bluish.
I remember my sister disappeared. This is correct.
Could be, man.
I'm going to
Film it.
I'm going to pull out my slingshot just in case we need to shoot something.
Yeah. Good to see if I need an action to do that later.
Yeah.
You're gonna shoot with your slingshot?
No, he's just getting ready.
Oh, you're just
He's
getting
just
ready.
with his
Okay.
slingshot.
It's
I'm
one that you can brace on your arm too.
I leave
so-
the
I think one of us just should stay at the door of the elevator just in case it shuts or something. So we just make it out of here.
What about if we block the door? We can put something so it's the door.
No, I think
I don't want the
one
elevator
of
to
us has
disappear.
to. One of us has to be like the kid who tells everyone, you know, like if we see something crazy, just to save us, you know.
No. I got this. We can use
Is there
we can
any-
use the camera to block the elevator.
No, the camera.
It's a horrible idea.
The Geiger counter is okay.
You should put your dog.
Is there anything, a chair, whatever?
No,
Yes,
there's
This is alien.
there's just a sky bridge.
Okay.
But the door can reopen.
Guys.
You will
Yeah, but I don't want the elevator to go to the
to go away. Okay.
To go away.
Yeah, you
So-
could use your Geiger thing.
Yeah, okay.
Actually-
I put it there, so
Yeah.
block the door.
But you
Okay.
mean physically?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You think your Geiger is...
So what it does now is
I can
basically
fix it later.
the door
Don't worry.
closes and
60% of
goes
the time.
reopens.
Makes a lot of noise.
Yes. It's very good for stealth. Yes. Because it's a distraction. Yeah. And if it's radioactive, it will be telling that it's coming. So, so we are covering all aspects. No problem.
Let's just go there now. It's fine.
There's a bit of an echo, by the way, in this big room. So you
No, it's
your steps mostly are.
it's more like
Let's go.
So you're walking slowly. You're a bit nervous.
yes, just make it silent because we are not
Actually,
covered by
I'm
the
not. I'm
sound.
supposed to speak. But I get to speak.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
So you're all nervous but him,
Just trolling like a boss.
and you move a bit. You slowly move a bit closer. You're 30 meters away from this blue object. Dun.
What's
You
my
keep
what's
getting
my
a bit
thing
closer.
going like? Is it like going crazy or?
It's definitely.
I'm an American kid. I don't understand what means 30 meters.
That's fine. 30 yards. 30 yards.
90 feet.
And it definitely amplifies as you get closer.
All right.
So
Dun.
yes.
You're now 10 meters away, and you can clearly see this. So it's a metallic object that's a cylinder that's quite large, probably 3 meters high, and it's emitting this blue light. And you see some. screens.
But it's
No, it's on the floor.
But it's on the floor of the skywalk where we are.
Yes,
So
yeah.
it's about the, let's say, of the.
Exactly. Yeah. And there are some buttons and some screens around it that are currently off.
I can switch it on.
And there's just a few lights that are like just a few red and
Given
green
your
lights.
success with the lift, you should try it with the
I'm
lift.
not very good with these dice.
Ding.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Do not touch it.
We should investigate this thing. So
Can I switch on just the monitor? I want to see if I can switch on the monitor. Just.
Hans wants to see the
I am
monitor.
a paranormal investigator, but I also want to believe, which means that I know that aliens exist and I know a lot of stuff about them more than most people.
Guys, if this is an alien computer, I can interface it with my computer.
Like in Independence Day.
We don't know how advanced this is. This could be like crazy.
I would like to check.
Dude, I can do this.
You can do this.
Meanwhile, my
Can I switch on the
my
monitors?
trading colleagues are
Interface with
focusing
alien
in there.
technology.
Alright.
It's literally the thing I
I
can
would like to see
do.
guys
Go for it.
something around, somebody behind, hidden, or in the darkness. So I just try to keep watch. Meanwhile, they are enjoying with their toys.
Okay.
Yeah,
sounds good.
I try to interface my computer with whatever the system is, so we can use a proper OS through which to access it.
Okay. Hold on. I'm going to give you what we call an enticement. You guys don't know yet about this. What an enticement is, actually, wrong card, sorry, is this one. When I think that one of your flaws plays against you in a roll, I can propose you an enticement where I say, there's this card, a challenge card. You can accept this card, but it means you fail your roll automatically. However, this card you can then use later. So whatever it is, let's say it's a Gale 2.
Yeah.
At your next Gale's roll, you could deduce 2 difficulties on that roll. Or you can get an extra die on any roll, or you can heal a strike. Okay? If you don't want to take my enticement, then I will turn this around, and you will have to roll and succeed on this first, and then on your original roll.
Okay.
So you don't know what it is, but the reason why I'm saying this is because you have this reckless nature, right? And my guess is that in your excitement and recklessness, you will do some mistakes. And would you like to accept this enticement?
Anyway, I don't understand a shit about computers, so you can sell your failure as a bigger success. That is going to be.
That's what I do.
Yeah. But I think that this is the consultancy in the 90s.
We make this, maybe we can manipulate this thing or something.
So it means you fail this one, but it means that at
Is
a
there
later time you
is
will
there
have an extra.
many computers or only one main computer?
It looks like it's there's lots of buttons and things around and some screens that currently are off. They all seem to be about this big structure.
I'll take the card.
All right. So you get a stone 3, which is nice. If you have a physical challenge, it should be a lot easier for you. You don't need to scan it. You just keep it.
You know when you have to run.
So you plug in your computer, and I haven't silenced my phone. And as soon as you try to start things on, things start to go haywire. Like apparently your computer is not really compatible with this machine. So it goes like, and you hear
In the 80s,
Again.
compatibility. Never thought about that.
and but the screen's lit on, and you see some. You see one of the screens shows an apple, almost like the schematics of an apple, but that apple then becomes football, and it keeps flickering, and you see different objects. You see a car, and at some point the big structure just makes like a big clunk, really loud metallic clunk, and the doors just kind of start
Opening.
they basically start losing shape, like something has put pressure from the inside, and the doors just like open like big time. Some metal shreds fall around,
Shit.
and there's a lot of smoke coming out of this, like white
I'm
smoke.
filming, but I'm just
Awesome,
stepping
dude.
back,
This computer
stepping
runs on
back.
primary systems.
I'm stepping back a little bit and
Yeah.
filming.
Yeah.
And
They've gone
so there's
past
a lot of.
every-
It's not really smoke actually. It's more like vapor and.
Yeah.
And it's all around you. So for a while you see nothing, and all you can hear is. Dun, the elevator doors.
It's our safety. We should get nervous when we
Next
go
time
here.
we have to record that as to replay
Yeah.
because if we could get one and record that.
And you feel something a bit weird, a weird sensation. And
That's your coming I'll see.
as the steam comes off and starts dissipating, you see a strange creature curled up. It doesn't look human, and your thing is going like crazy.
Wow. Okay.
And
But it's physical or is
it's physical. It looks like a humanoid type of person. It's blue skinned, and suddenly it's green, and suddenly it's a little girl, and it just keeps changing shape. And suddenly it's
I go over to hug it and cuddle it.
shit?
No,
Oh, aren't you cute?
no,
No,
don't
no,
touch,
no,
don't confraternize with my sister. Don't take liberties with my sister.
and it becomes quite often it becomes that blue-shaped person again. It's basically it doesn't have hair. The head is quite elongated, and the arms are quite long. But then again, it's a
Wait,
human
really?
being, and then suddenly it's football, and it just keeps changing. But slowly by slowly, it's becoming more that form, and eventually, it's just that blue form, and it gets up, and it looks at you
Oh.
with a strange
Your
look,
father.
and it speaks something, but you don't understand what it says. It makes some.
Fast, it's German.
I don't speak
I
English.
speak German.
John,
But you have
I am your sister.
I take the Jaeger.
Oh.
Yeah, the Giger is all the way back at the.
Oh,
elevator.
sorry, yeah, it's blocking.
Clink.
Shit, it's true.
I
And,
try to
alright.
behave in a peaceful way. And
But
try
you
to-
feel strange right now. Like
No.
you clearly feel like this person or this creature is looking at you strangely.
Maybe it's friendly. We should maybe introduce ourselves.
It doesn't look dangerous. It looks. I mean, it's hard for you to
How
tell.
tall is it compared to us?
Yeah, yeah. How
It's all right now. It's all crunched like this, so you can't really tell. But it gets up a bit, and when it stands up, it's very, very slim, slender, like very bony body, and it's probably about 2 meters high. And it approaches very slowly, gently. Even you don't really feel threatened. You're just like really spooked by what you're saying, and it
Oh.
approaches you, and looks at you, and extends a hand.
I take my. I have a kind of talisman or whatever.
What is that?
Thanks, man.
Rosary.
Yeah, it's kind of amulet. Amulet.
Amulet, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. So I just take it with me, just in case. It's
Okay.
doing something to me.
Yeah, I see what it is. Yeah. It extends the hand. It's 3 fingers on this hand. It's 2 very long fingers and a thumb.
That's good. He's only 6 less than me. So. Yeah.
I'm filming.
No,
I'm filming.
no,
Okay,
I know.
and I'm filming. I'm filming the first
We
contact,
have to
and then we
be.
go again to his face.
We have.
And it speaks to you.
No, I'm trying to behave in a comfortable, peaceful
Okay.
way just to calm her down and give her confidence. So you can kill me automatically.
So it speaks to you, but you absolutely don't understand its language. It's completely alien.
Don't worry. Happens to me half of the time.
And you touch the hand of this creature, right?
Mhm.
At the moment your hands connect, you become like her. You are all blue. Your shape has changed. You also have the same type
Here
of
we
fingers.
go again.
We can see that. We can see that.
You all see that.
Oh shit! I will. I will get away immediately.
Get the fuck out of
What,
So-
what are you going to do? You hack me? Are you going to electrocute me?
We can all become aliens now.
So as he speaks to you, when he sees your reaction, you don't understand what he's saying. He's basically speaking in that same language as
German.
the other person.
Okay.
But now you understand her, and you can tell it's a woman.
We suspect that.
And she's clearly taller than you, so she's an adult. And she
No,
calls
you
you.
thought she's 2 meters, so it's each adult that plays basketball.
No, it's
2
for
meters.
them it's quite normal. You're also taller than you used to be just moments ago.
Ah, yeah,
And she
because
speaks to you, and she's like, "Is this really you? Could it really be you? You came, you found me."
yeah, definitely me is me.
And she goes to hug you, and if you let her do it, she as she hugs you, you feel this warm embrace,
Oh, that's nice.
and
I'm fucking running right now.
and you start remembering. You start remembering,
I cannot avoid that touching my nose in this moment.
and you start remembering that you know her, and she
Is your sister?
she
No, my sister is into new wave Depeche Mode. This is my other sister, the alien sister.
so she was with you. You were a baby in her arms, and you were in a strange object that was shaking a lot. And then there was a loud noise, and you were outside suddenly, and there were a lot of military people that came and took her away, and you were hidden, and nobody found you. And you know now.
Yeah.
You now know she's your mother.
Yes.
I'm running. But feeling tight.
I somehow when
So I suppose shooting her with my slingshot would be a bad idea.
you don't know this. This is what I know.
Sure.
So
I
you
know.
guys just saw her transform your friend into an alien.
This is exactly what I mean.
You will read this in my testament.
But you are able to take your human form again if you want.
You should do that when we
Once
switch now.
again,
Yeah.
my family is the Adams family, and then on top of that, I have the night owl, not creative about anything. This is pretty much a day with my family for me.
So I understand her, and when I talk to her, I talk in her language. Or
Yes, you both speak the same language.
So
Yeah, I'm running.
I tell her
Bit of a
very
time.
fast.
Dude, this is fine.
You
This
cannot
is
stay
perfectly
here.
normal.
You have to get some human appearance. Don't take this because it's not good. So take another thing. Because if you stay here, the military people are going to take you again. We have to run away from here.
Yes, let's go. And she takes a human form. So you guys see her turn into a woman.
No, I don't see anything. I'm just
Okay.
looking at
So
it.
if you're looking, you're seeing. So he's running.
I was running like this, so I checked this.
Yeah, I get to the elevator and then I was like, come on.
Wait. Just like, and then I'm looking at you.
No, we have to protect her. We have to help her. The military people are going to. But look, she's looking like.
What
You
just
have
happened?
to choose. You have to choose an actress from the 80s.
Oh.
Otherwise,
Well,
you're not
I'm
going
a little far away from him, I assume.
Yeah, so you're at the elevator now.
Okay, so I said
I'm halfway.
Okay.
You're halfway, and you've turned and you see now, you still see your friend, and you see a woman, an adult woman next to him.
Don't get closer, both of you.
I'm just chilling with them because I'm not going to run away and abandon my friend.
Okay, so you stay.
Yes.
That's
Okay,
very
so
good.
you saw them
I'm in
back.
the elevator. I'm
You're
not,
the best
but I say
prince
to them,
of the darkness, I
him and the
know.
lady,
Joe,
like,
what just happened to you, man?
wait, don't come closer. Don't come closer. What?
Dude,
What the
chillax.
Don't cry.
What's your name? I tell you, what's your name?
I have it in my iPhone. It's Joe whatever.
Wait,
And
what's...
you can see that, no?
Wait. What's this iPhone?
Ah,
And
yeah,
I
you're
can-
right.
What did
In
we
my
do yesterday
Nokia
night?
Motorola.
I make some questions like, what
Yeah.
did we do yesterday night?
I don't speak German, no? No, nonsense.
I just make a couple of questions.
Don't.
Which you can answer.
I'm going to try to calm my colleagues down. I'm going to trick them into believing.
It's
we
up to
have
you.
to take her out of this place.
Who is her?
Sure.
That's just an alien. How do you know she isn't evil and wants to kill us?
She's making you see. She's making you to go under her legs to escape her from her butt. I think she didn't attack us.
Did we
Is
see
that
anything
the-
else? I mean, in this room is only just one corridor. with this
Guys,
kind of-
Yeah, yes.
Instead of discussing this, how about all 5 of us take the elevator upstairs and exit the building like sane, normal people?
Yes.
Instead
because
of
this
saying-
clan is
But do not touch
very
me. Do not touch me. None of you. And I start like doing like,
I
Kung Fu.
karate.
Have you seen Kung Fu? I start like this.
I would feel safer if we three ride the elevator first and you guys follow. I think that'd be better.
No, I think it will be safer if we two first then take the elevator and you
No.
Nah.
This is not going to
You
happen.
guys are gonna create too much attraction, we're just gonna get into trouble.
But what do you think it is upstairs? There's going
Actually-
to be a cup. There are going to be the Marine Corps.
I walk over to the elevator, take out the Gaio counter, and wait for whichever person is saying and decides to ride it up with me.
He was already at the elevator, so he took his guided
Yeah.
counter back.
Okay.
So he's in with his hand at the door. You
Yeah.
go in.
I'm gonna go.
I enter.
And I tell them, if you want to come, that do not touch me.
I take her by the hand and we push us
Yeah,
five
guys.
together in the elevator.
So when you touch her, she quickly flips back into her alien form.
I will push the closed door.
You get a
I push the open door. I push the open door.
This is the 80s. There is no closed door button.
How do you know?
Sorry.
Okay,
Because
I'll do
in the
this.
80s, you
Hold on.
remember that?
I'll give you.
there's
You
only
can
one
do an
button.
agility check to see if you manage to close the door before he gets to it.
Okay.
Because she just turned back, you were a bit.
I
Can I try to open the door to basically counter him?
De-assist him. Let's just see if he manages it. Let's see.
So what's
One success.
It's Gale, so
success.
purple.
Purple. One
No.
success.
One,
So
but you
what's
can
the
reroll.
Wild.
two,
3.
Three.
Oh, 3. Okay, so it's a crit. You do it.
Good job.
Don't fuck with me.
So basically, as you guys were arguing about this, he just kind of pulled you in, and you were distracted because your mother just turned into an alien just again, and then the doors closed and the elevator starts going up. And you see that your mother basically she's
So
in
who is in the
a.
elevator? Was it you?
Yeah.
Everyone but you and your mother.
And your mother.
I
So you can tell that she's.
know play a character. I remember that. I know that.
I took the gear.
Yeah, you have it.
Still
Yeah.
working.
It's still working. It's not making any
You have this
crazy
on
sound.
camera, right?
Can I hack the elevator to make it go back down?
There's not really any controls. You could. No, I guess not. Just one thing. So you can tell that she's not able to control her form very well because she's
I
been.
got that.
Yeah. Okay. Your elevator is slowly going up.
Yep.
It's a long ride up. I suppose you press the button for it.
Yeah, but I don't let myself to be taken by the panic.
Okay.
At the opposite, I try to calm her down, try to focus. You need
She
to
seems
keep
calm.
a-
She's not. She's
Yeah.
just a bit weak and tired. But
Okay.
she's calm and she's quite relieved and she definitely keeps holding on to you.
It's a pity because before we get into the kitchen for her.
Okay, so you guys, what are you planning to do once you're up?
Ride the elevator back down like a normal person who doesn't leave friends behind.
Yeah.
So you argue about it.
I will just leave the elevator go down, but
Yeah.
not with me inside.
No, I'm not gonna go down.
I'm riding it back down like a normal
So
person.
both of you are gonna go out and you're gonna stay in it. Okay.
Yeah.
So as the
We should just film a lot of shit. I think we should bring this to the closest newspaper there is and make a lot of money. Yeah.
Would it be a
because
stone
you
charge
are-
to break the
you are
camera?
poor. Because you are a poor person and
Yes.
need money. Huh? You are poor.
If you just if you go near my camera, you will see.
the karate.
Oh!
Okay. So
I
so
see,
you're
yeah.
gonna stay in, right?
Yeah.
As the door opens, you are suddenly outside of the elevator because a hand just grabbed you and pulled you out, and you're on the floor. And you guys see you're being pulled as well, and you see a bunch of guys, and they look like those gang kids from earlier. And you're grabbed and you're pulled out from that corridor, and you're dragged onto the stairs and outside. And you're just thrown onto the floor, and you're outside now.
Mhm.
And you see a bunch of kids. And you're the one who's in the middle. And you see Deuce.
Sup, dude?
So they are all out of the elevator.
Yes, they're out
So
of
the
the
elevator closes the
It
door
just
and goes down.
starts coming down.
Yes,
Yeah.
we have to go because
I know for this.
incidentally, I'm the guy with the alien.
Yes.
But
It
don't
will
worry,
take
don't worry.
5 minutes. for the
Yeah,
elevator
beep,
go
beep,
down.
beep, beep, beep. So don't worry that when we go up, they are going to shit out.
I will assume that you're coming back, and I will let you know once you're back on the
Yes,
ground
I
floor.
mean, there is
Yeah.
no more, this is a
course,
lift,
sure.
so there is no much alternative.
Yes. So you get back on your feet. I'm gonna end the scene by the way, so you can lose your strikes. And you see Deuce, and you notice something quite interesting about him.
Aside that he's in the space camp.
He comes a bit close to you, and you see that he has sharp teeth. And he says,
All of them or just two?
well,
maybe he's a vampire.
Yeah.
he's close to him and says, half vampire blood is the tastiest.
Okay, good for you.
For breakfast.
And so you both heard that as well, even though he just kind of whispered it. And the other kids around they all have no, you don't notice fangs, but they all have some kind of weapon. They're makeshift weapons. They have maybe some wood sticks or some chains, things like this. Nothing too lethal, but they definitely look dangerous.
Only use is vampire. The other ones are ghouls.
I just take my bag and I take a hand grenade.
Wait. A hand grenade or a holy hand grenade?
No, he's dying. He's dying. You should have that thing Blade uses in the movie, which is like a sun flare that just kind of murders everything.
I just take a hand grenade. I remove it and say, let us go right now. 3 of us. Now.
So you can activate the power.
Yep.
Please do. No, you have to.
Oh yeah, I need to do it.
Yeah.
I think you chose the wrong item here. Oh man.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say that you had this very old World War II grenade.
Sure. I have. So the
It's
stick with the.
It's an antique. You had it from your grandparents or something like this. Your grandfather was in the war.
But is the German model that is the one long with the
Yeah,
head?
no. I want to get.
Yeah, you want the one that is looking like a grenade.
Yeah.
You're not quite sure
It is life.
how efficient how this thing works.
Sure.
Whether it works at all. And your grandfather, when he always told you not to take this. He said this thing could just blow up in your hand.
Oh, my little child, don't use this hand grenade.
I mean, I just take it and I have the finger, let's say.
Yeah.
Just.
So you're gonna
ready
do
to
a agility check. So that's Gail's challenge. Do you have any reason you'd get extra dice for this?
No, not really.
Okay.
Crash them with your card. You have a card for the agility there. You can use it to help him.
Okay,
So
you get
one-
Actually, no, this is not agility. This is
Agility,
Toughness.
I think. No, I think it's agility, no? Or
no.
it
This
different?
is toughness.
just the one.
Oh,
Okay. So you take it out. What do you say?
I say let's go right now.
Scheiße.
So you, as you see this, all of the other gangs just react and they all make like a sound like this, and you see their fangs.
I take it already.
You take it out. One of them just in an instant is at you, like he just in an instant just showed up in your face
Like
and tries to tackle you.
I
And
throw it. That's good.
What are you throwing?
I mean, not close to me, but close to the
Yeah.
bunch of vampires.
so you throw your grenade. You're not quite sure where it lands.
To the bikes.
You know,
Throw it.
he's not really aiming at the stage, but he got a success. So you throw it, and there's 3 of them that just explode, and they turn into dust.
Why did you do that?
Fuck! I am an alien vampire. I need to
What do you two do? This one is about to. He just grabbed you, and he's about to just bite into your neck.
Okay, let's see.
But it's
This
Deus.
is for you.
Deus has him.
Sorry?
It's Deus who is having him.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So he's
Yeah, I'm going to basically just punch him in the throat and try to break his fangs
Okay.
with my fists.
So this is a stone 4. That
Okay.
means you need 4 successes.
you
This
did
gives me
right,
3
baby.
extra dice, right? Or
No, it makes this a 1 if you
Oh.
want to use this. So
Okay.
that's a good idea.
You
Yeah.
made it like easier,
and
no?
stone is my strength. So
Okay. Any other reason you might? I'll take this time.
Let's see.
Non-vampiric
No, I mean-
origins. Non-vampiric origins can help you.
well, does the fact that I'm not freaked out at all help?
Yeah. You keep your cool.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's 5. I mean, I suppose I'm immune to him biting. biting me and infecting me, but that doesn't help. So 5 dice.
It will help if he actually bites you.
I would prefer to break his teeth first. 2 successes.
Okay, so you do it. Yeah,
Only one.
you know
You
how
make only
vampires
one.
work. So
One is better because it's more like disgusting.
he was about to bite you, and you just kind of managed to loosen your grip a bit. You give him a punch on the chin, just kind of taken aback. He didn't expect it, and you guys start fighting each other.
I think that
And
you
then-
can hit him in the head with your Apple monitor. because when you say that you have a computer from the 80s.
I know.
I mean, it's not a laptop. It's something
It's 3
like-
backpacks, one on top of each other. So right now you're fighting, and you have the upper hand. What do you do?
Okay, while this chaos is going on with grenades exploding and fights, I'm a nimble small guy. I'm the smallest in this group. I'm trying to sneak out of this one.
Okay.
And actually go back to the elevator.
You go back in. Okay.
Yeah.
So
the elevator is closed. I'm going down for me, man.
That's
No,
true.
you cannot go.
No,
for
now
me.
right now you're in the elevator going up.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah.
even better. So
Or what other option? Wait,
Come
we're at
to
the
the-
camp, right?
You're at the camp, so you basically the building is behind you. You could go in lots of different directions. You could go in the forest. You could.
Is there a place like a fire alarm I can just pull?
You could heroically
around?
scream in a really loud, high-pitched voice.
There's definitely fire alarms spread around, so you would have to
Probably-
make a run for it.
Probably with the granny, probably you have some of the alarms already running.
No, there isn't any alarm.
But
I mean, it's a camp.
in the
but it's-
80s, the response time of people for alarms, not that in the 90s, or in the 2000s. I mean, by the time you have more possibility to go into the darkness of the
Go for
forest,
the alarm. I mean,
to
we
the
need people that's
vampire,
normal.
to the vampire
The
fighting,
darkness of the
or you can
forest. They have night vision.
you can fight, you can
How do
wait
you know
for the alien leaf.
Probably.
So no problem. It's like still we are missing something. We have aliens, we have vampires,
So what are you doing?
dragons. Look for the dragon in the lake.
You have to make a decision now.
I know.
Okay,
Killer,
I'm going back to the camp and going to the place I know where the adults are. Like there's like some sort of like.
Okay, so you basically try and sneak out of the,
I'm
the
trying
fight.
to sneak out of this place. Yeah.
Okay, so it's going to be an agility challenge. So that's Gales. So that you have 4. And then anything else that can help you? You're nimble. You
I'm
said.
nimble. I'm
Yeah.
small. Also, I'm a pro skater. I don't know if that helps at all.
If you're skating there,
No.
and I'm going to make this a challenge too.
Minimum, because it's really.
You can do it.
You kill 3. How many there are still left?
I don't know how many there are.
How many
Well,
are there left?
Yeah.
There's about 6 left, including dudes. Yeah.
Don't worry. Now my mother will use the super alien thing and do it all.
I have a 1.
At least one because you have one of anybody.
I think it's not enough for the
Any
challenge.
strikes?
1.
You have a strike. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you're Jack, right?
You made it.
No, you didn't.
Ah,
No, it's
okay.
challenge 2.
Okay. So you're trying to make your way out of it, but one of the vampires just grabs you
Okay.
and takes actually bites into your neck.
You cannot bite as a cute boy.
They love cute boys.
I'm close.
You are tender.
So at that
And
moment,
you have
you
dinner
feel
before.
a very strange feeling, like something is being drained out of you. You feel getting a little weak.
Okay.
You come out of the elevator
Ah, good.
and you hear strange sounds coming, a commotion.
Ah, we
coming
don't
from
see it
outside.
because they are out of the.
Yeah, you still have to go up the stairs,
Wow.
but you hear a bit of commotion coming from the distance. You're
So let's be coherent. The
Let's be
first thing is to go out and see what's going on. I cannot
well, you don't have
really-
many ways, many different ways you can
alternatives,
go
but,
anyway.
I mean,
You would
I'm
end up
going
taking
to-
So you go with your mother. You can tell even going up the stairs, she's a
Yes,
bit
but
weak.
even telling them it's going on your right.
But as you keep getting closer to the top of the stairs, you can clearly hear there is some weird stuff happening outside. There's people fighting, basically, you can tell. And strange hissing sounds and things like this. Maybe snakes. So you come out.
The Geiger counter, where it is? The floor?
No, he's got it. Yeah.
Okay,
So it's
okay.
in my
In
backpack.
the backpack with the
In the
camera.
backpack, yeah, with the camera.
And
The camera actually it was in my hand, so I keep it in my hand. I mean, now probably with the vampires, I don't know.
So
I
you-
still keep
so
it in
you-
my
so-
hand. Why not?
So you have a
So at least I can
wait.
just.
So you have a film how you
Don't touch
took
my
pulled
camera!
out a hand grenade from your cousin's
The
pocket.
original idea was to keep filming, so yeah, I have it in my.
Your camera is what is it?
Super H.
Video
It's a
camera?
Super H.
Super H is,
If anyone ever
normal-
sees
Super
this
H,
one, it's like
Super H is
12
the
year old
classic
pulls out a
video.
hand grenade
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the 3 vampires.
Okay.
So we can
So what do? You start coming out and you see those people fighting. You
Yeah,
just-
well, I tell her, wait a moment, I open the door and say, oh shit.
Yeah, the door's open anyway.
Wait,
Ah,
mom,
yeah.
wait, mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Fucking
try,
weird, eh?
I look at her and at the same time I'm trying to be peaceful. I try to convince her, just beat the shit out of this with your super alien powers.
You tell her that. Okay.
Yeah.
She tells you I'm.
Yeah, they are bad boys.
But she tells you.
Especially the guy with only one funk. The one with the one funk is the worst. You
She-
have to kill him twice. Deuce.
She tells you.
I always make my jokes.
She tells you
Sorry.
that she's too weak. She can barely go up the stairs. She says, "But you can do something."
Oh yeah, there's a finale. Hello, look here.
Save us.
I got this guy. I got
If
two.
I see vampires and everything coming to me, I prepare my chrome kick.
Your
Chrome
your
kick.
karate stuff.
I'm ready. Like,
Mr. Miyagi taught some tricks.
Oh.
So what do you do?
I'm just checking if I have something to go out from here. Oh yeah, no, they're outside. We are not inside, correct?
Everybody's outside,
Okay.
and you're at the door.
I think I have a signature move. Yes.
Use your psychic powers.
No, I'm going to use my signature move. I don't know how to do it
Really?
here. Yes.
What is it?
Use it.
I'm going to face Deuce.
I'm already facing Deuce.
No, but I'm facing with my signature move. That it is
Oh,
something I can
man.
do.
Oh, but that's not exactly how it works. This one.
I think I don't know
It
how
says
it works.
you can turn any Brooks challenge against any paranormal, magical, or alien. I can't read anymore.
Essentially, I
attack
want to
into
tell
a
them,
level one
go,
challenge.
you don't have any possibility against us. We have an alien on our side. I'm going
I
just
mean,
to...
you can become an alien just to be more convincing. Just
Well,
an idea,
it's-
you know, just a,
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's in the scope of the possibility, but I feel that this is like to face him 1-to-1 in terms of paranormal thing. I don't
So
know.
normally this thing it works if they're trying to do a Brooks challenge on you. Or you have a Brooks challenge against
okay,
a special
sorry,
creature. Then
sorry.
it becomes a level
Sorry,
one.
I got taken away by the first.
No,
you have
that's fine.
no problem.
But you have plenty of talents that you could be that you could use, no? Or just
Yeah, but I want something to save up everybody, not really to.
well,
Well, I'm pretty,
I appreciate it, but
I'm pretty sure once I finish dusting Deuce, the rest of them are going to run for it.
so. Okay, now
No,
let's.
Okay.
yeah.
Well, unless you have something you want to do.
No, let me think about
Okay.
it.
So you're still fighting him.
Yeah.
You want to keep fighting him?
Well, yeah, we're kind of stuck in a grapple.
Okay. So let's see what you can do.
Right.
You have a level 3 challenge. You're at 4 already in the first place.
And
Yeah.
Night Owl
I don't know what
still applies, or
Night Owl. So,
the keeping my cool.
oh yes. Okay. Yeah. And yeah.
I mean, I suppose unless I can figure out a way to make hitting him with a slingshot and melee count as Brooks, but I highly doubt that.
It wouldn't be a stone. You mean?
Yeah.
No, it wouldn't be a stone thing. That would be a gale thing. But I think now your knowledge of vampire, or your resistance to vampire stuff could help.
Okay.
You're semi, so I would do
So
that.
what you're trying to do, sorry?
He's still fighting.
Trying to beat Deuce in melee. I mean, an average roll would succeed, so 1, 2.
Okay.
Nope.
All right, and strike, right?
Yeah.
So he's actually he's turned the situation around. So you were on him, and he's just kind of made you fall, and he's on top of you. And he's
kinky.
So you have a strike. All right. What do you want to do something, or anyone wants to do something?
Well,
I just prepare my.
Oh, okay.
From
Now,
You've noticed that he's being sucked right now.
Okay, then if I'm close, I hit the vampire.
Okay, so you want to go and help him?
Sure, I go near and
I-
my ground kick to them.
I don't know. I try to use my telekinetic skill just to do something ridiculous to shame him against.
look, just
because I think
Who
that
was getting telekinetic?
sorry.
Look.
Sorry.
I can drive cars.
What's
wrong here?
But it's a pathetic telekinetic skill.
I'm just psychic.
Because actually I can
do.
only do things I could do physically. So
Yeah.
I'm trying
I'm a bit
to
like Spider.
use something. Look, you are pathetic. You have your
Yes.
share open or
look,
something like that.
yes, psychic
Just
powers,
to
you can
distract
track
and-
powers.
I took all
Where's
the
this thing?
normal
To
stuff.
is that-
I did not take any
I-
normal stuff. I
yes.
could, but I didn't take any.
Look,
I-
psychic powers,
I
track
would
powers.
say I
I can
tried-
hack into a government database and send nukes at
I
these
used
guys
to,
in 5
I
minutes.
want like to use my telekinetics thing
Yeah.
to get advantage in a throw to ridiculize him with a social
Yeah.
call. I
In
mean,
fact,
just to mine the confidence of the others, sometimes to distract, to give him a chance to speak.
Actually, could you just use your psychic power to just say rip his eyes out? That requires a minimal amount of force.
Sorry?
Use your psychic powers to just rip his eyes out. That
No,
requires
no,
a minimal
no,
amount of
no,
force.
I don't think
when
that's
you
the
have
fact.
when you have a talent that it is like a talent like this, is you have to use with moderator.
so one thing you notice before you do your stuff is that there was some how do you say, like the door from the inside.
Yes.
It has a wood bar that you can put down to lock the door from inside.
Yeah.
And it's been broken, so there's some sharp pieces of wood around.
Oh wow!
And there's
that's-
also a bunch of rocks.
That is absolutely fantastic. I could use that to use as a
As a projectile, yeah.
yeah, reptile something.
And their telekinesis can help,
Yes.
so you would get an extra die.
Yes.
You wanna throw it, right?
Yeah, but actually I don't want to try to kill him.
Okay.
I think-
No. Yes.
So wait.
No, because it's
No.
no, because it's
You want to be
because
friend,
it's,
yeah.
no, because it's anticlimactic, and I don't know if I can do that. I think it's more powerful if I just move it and I keep it in a, let's say, in a menacing distance.
Well,
Okay.
You try to kill him, and then he will tell you if he might climb it or not.
No, man, I will not go that way. I don't want in the medicated physical way. I want to go in the social
Sure.
nice.
Okay.
Oh, like,
But just so you know, he's not really. It's a fighting situation. He's on top of this guy, like this, punching him. He might not. I mean, you would have to really come close to him to attract his attention with this thing.
Okay, so let's try then in the
Heard it. Yeah.
And you have mad throwing skills that would definitely help.
with the rock.
Look, just hit him anywhere other than the heart. Stab him in the goddamn
Thank you for your
kidneys.
generosity.
Sure.
Stab it in the
And this is a Gale 2, so you need 2 successes.
Wow, that's a problem.
So that's
What's
That
that?
is going to be heroically.
No, hit him in the kidneys with it then, or the spinal cord.
okay.
It won't kill him.
His face.
Let's go.
Go for it.
No, I'm
Anyway.
going for the heart. Just
Go
call
for
me
it.
as a
Go for it.
I'm just going to do it. It's not a point. What is what I'm
one,
from?
Purple.
What is the color? I'm going
Purple.
to.
No,
So 3
purple, you have 3.
and
At the
reroll.
moment, and reroll this one.
I'm going for
Yeah.
purple?
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah,
quite
purple.
lucky. I'm getting quite lucky. Okay,
3.
3 successes.
It's a
Okay.
challenge you too, no?
You should go.
It's a 2, yeah.
So
So
you
you.
put.
Yeah. So,
Oh, come on.
so
I never thought it would work.
okay. So
So
you
much warning and only it's nice.
just so you don't want to kill him, is what you say.
No. I prefer to shame him.
I changed my mind.
Okay.
Now that I know.
Kill all of them.
So you just stab him in the right
And
lung
what
or
I mean is
something.
that if I have the possibility to choose if I kill him or not, I would prefer not.
Yeah, you have you can definitely choose that.
I want to send them down. We could say you're going to go down with them
Okay. So
because
you
they left me before.
you basically you do your thing. You throw the.
I accelerate the splinter
Yeah.
to subsonic speed.
Yeah. And so basically, it's hard to aim. He's far. He's fighting someone, but you manage, and it just goes straight into the neck.
If he kills both, he's also okay.
From not wanting to kill anyone.
No, we give the computer to him and we're fine.
Yeah. So it goes straight into his neck, and that would normally kill someone, but it looks like it hurts nonetheless. And he basically fell to the side when this happened, and you're now free to get up on your feet. But and then he just gets up and he just takes it off. And normally there would be a lot of blood gushing, but in this case there isn't. And he looks pretty pissed. You're being sucked.
Don't blame me. It's him, man.
Yeah.
Am I still conscious?
You're conscious. You can react. You can try and go take away from it, or you can to help him.
I can try. I think with the front
karate
kick, I cannot move. So I can just go close, and if it's not really attacking me, I can try.
But what is it that you're doing?
Not really. I go near and say, and I hit him.
You hit him now, or I just try to look into that too?
I prefer my front kick.
You are a copper.
And I don't want to push myself away from that dude, just kind of get off of it.
So who's gonna do the action and who's gonna assist?
I'm going to hit him.
You hit, isn't this two different actions? Like,
Well, for simplicity's purpose, I think we can just do that. It's affecting the other one's action.
I'm very disappointed to have an alien man
I'm not very
that
good with that. So.
okay.
So you do an agility check to get to come out of it. You get an extra one for his help. Anything else that helps? Or you're nimble.
I'm nimble.
There you go. That's 6.
What do I have to roll
Gale.
for? Just normal?
Just normal.
Alright. I reroll that one.
Yeah.
I have 4 and 2 rerolls.
Whoa.
I have
Don't bother.
4.
Yeah.
So that's a crit. In this case, I'm gonna let you tell me what happens.
Alright.
You take control.
You're nimble. Be fast.
Alright.
Jack be nimble, Jack be quick.
Nimble.
I shoulder him in the face, and then magically actually managed to do a backflip, landed on my feet, and punched him in the crotch.
Such a cute boy.
Yeah.
And then I
And then I
hit base because I would have to do something.
yeah. And then if he happened to fall down, I would have also
He's on
continuously kicked in his face and said, "You don't suck on me, you vampire shit, garbage scum,
Vampire
scum.
scum.
vampire scum."
Okay,
Not
and
empire scum.
Really scum.
Yeah.
and you stay there and you keep kicking him, or you leave, or you.
After that, I of course
Don't get cocky, boy.
I go to him and say, "Why didn't you kick him?" And
Let's get the heck out of here. Yeah, I run. So I help him and I run.
Okay, so both of you start running towards camp.
yeah.
No.
You're quite a runner. So.
I run to the
You
car.
run to the edge, you run to the car.
To the car. I go to the car.
Okay.
Run
Even
your
if it's
car.
broke, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Let's go there. Let's
Okay.
get out.
What do? You just got back on your feet.
I grab the stake projectile to stab Deuce in the heart with it.
Okay, all right. So that's gonna be just a stone
Okay.
level 1.
So you two are running already?
Let's see.
Just
minus
okay,
1 for strike, but I
But
have
I don't know how.
Does
he
Kirako
ran.
still apply?
Yeah.
And does the fact that I have a weapon help? No. Die, motherfucker!
Can we put
Or no, he does not die.
Second one.
No strikes, huh? Okay.
Strike, okay.
Yeah.
can
So
we put that
you
in the tank?
the splinter was
You are
damaged,
not even-
so it basically it's
you are
not
not even
strong enough for
sure.
it. For you actually managed to stab him, but it doesn't go deep enough,
Oh.
and he's still functioning. Do you do anything else, or you want to attack again next time?
Let's run.
Yeah, I'm going to run for the fucking car.
Okay. What about you?
Alright, we run.
Your mother is still inside.
I take her.
You take her with you.
But as I know that these people are very solidary and they are going to allow me in the car, we don't run to the car, we run to the forest.
To the forest.
To hide. Yeah, I think we have more chances. Meanwhile, they devour them.
You're going to not in my car, man.
Wait, so you're going to the forest, you guys are going to the car.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
At least I saw them like helping.
But we have a strategic advantage They are running first to the car, so they see them running to the car.
Yeah.
And we just go into.
Okay.
Sneak into the.
So the vampires basically chase after them.
Yeah, because she's not in the condition to.
Yeah.
My
And
poor mom.
you kind of manage to sneak around, and then you get back to your mother, and they're all going away. So you start going to the forest. Okay.
Yes.
And yeah.
I think we want to run over the vampires with the car.
That's
You want to run them up.
We
Okay.
will try to get into the car to run.
Yeah. Okay. So you get to the car.
You just want to get out of vampires, and it's going to be funny. There's going to be a chase. You are in an old car, and they're going to. There are vampires riding bikes. Bikes riding vampires.
This sounds less scary.
And they, go.
This is
You
80s.
done
This is 80s, man.
This is the 80s.
You make it to the car. You close the doors.
Yeah.
You turn the engine on, and
This is the.
Sure.
Yeah,
It's fine.
and you start. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't actually start for a
Yeah,
moment,
sure.
Yeah.
and then one of the vampires just goes on your car trunk. The front of the car.
Just honk.
And it's like,
I keep trying.
and it starts climbing up.
I push the honk.
No. Use the windscreen cleaner.
The
I'm
windshield.
gonna use the cleaner's juice just on his face and
But
alcohol.
with foam to make
Okay.
it painful in the eyes.
So you actually wonder whether there's holy water in this thing, because as you do that, he goes like this, and then he just into ashes, and you see Sabine from before, the counselor, and she has a stake in her hand. And she's like,
If there's one thing I hate more than crying kids, it's those damn vampire scum.
and the engine turns on at that moment.
Run over the
I will try
vampires.
to turn around and try to.
Please try to like on shoving. You're going to have a better opportunity.
He's pushing to the ramming things.
I will go first with the vampires, and then if I see any alien,
Okay.
I will try.
So you're gonna do a Gale's check, please.
You know what? This is the reason aliens take
So
baths.
3 plus 1
What this one?
because I tried.
Fine. Okay. I would make this more difficult, but I have no Gale challenge cards.
You're
So
driving again. You're a stunt driver, huh?
Whoa, you got a reroll. And
2,
and
3, 3.
3.
okay. 3. Okay, that's a crit as well.
This is
So
your driving.
Yeah.
You're the same guy that was driving before.
Yeah.
Ah,
So-
okay.
tell me what happens. Basically, let me just tell you. There's
How many
5.
vampires are?
There's 5 vampires coming your way,
I tried to.
and they can all die if you want them to die. So just
Yeah,
tell me
yeah,
what.
I sure.
Take
I take
the go.
I take the go.
Bam,
Yeah,
bam.
for
I
example.
go through Gale.
Go for something as well.
possible.
Bonus.
No.
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 No, it's a
All
crit. So
vampires.
you tell me what happens.
Okay,
Yeah,
I try.
make it dramatic.
Okay, I start driving and I start talking in German. Go, motherfuckers! I cannot speak in German. Exactly, this is what I said.
You have to talk Swiss German. Swiss German.
And then you start,
Frosty!
and then you start like, Achtung! And you start like, kicking all the vampires around until I don't see any vampire.
Yeah. At the end, you see no vampires left, and the car is pretty damaged though.
When you kill them,
Sure,
they
it was
explode,
already
they disappear, or they just.
Yeah. So when they die, they turn into ash,
Oh, shit.
and
Let's go for the alien. And I try to find it.
We are in the forest, you cannot drive in the forest.
Okay, but
man.
I try to see.
But
if I can see the
We are there with
after
the
you kill the
Ewoks.
last one, you basically hit those bushes that are like following the edge of the parking,
Okay.
and the car that at that stage starts smoking, and you think that that's it for the car.
It's the end of life.
You should get
Father
it
is going
right.
to kill me.
You come out, and Sabine is there. That was an alright job.
Where's Juice? Where's Juice?
I'm
Where is
just
Juice?
surprised that she knows.
That's an excellent question. So Juice is not around.
Oh, shit.
Oh fuck, Juice is smart and it's following me.
So you're in the forest
Oh,
with your
yeah.
mother.
With my mother. You mean with the blue alien we found in the cylinder?
Yes.
Which is your biological
My
For those-
mother is much worse than that.
So out of
Your
curiosity,
real mother.
what's your
not your
first job?
adopted mother.
My alien mother.
She doesn't have a job.
What do you do in the forest?
Okay,
You
what
keep running.
skills does
you-
he have? Maybe your family
We
can
were
hire her.
supposed to get to escape from the vampires. So in the moment we see
I mean,
that
I'm
we
quite
are,
poor, so
free of
probably they
amenities.
just try to.
we should divert back to the camp.
Sell stuff or
So that was the idea.
just survive.
So, I don't know how this is matching with this
hire
in
her
terms
as a
of
maid.
timing. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's you're still
I-
basically
I
you just
could arrange
left into
for-
the
I
forest
could
and you're
arrange
still
for-
running.
To win some
So,
government
We run, hide, and
Some
try not
PR
to
competition
be,
for
you
to,
hide.
to have the feeling that we are secure.
It's okay.
Okay.
And we,
Just
we
hack
have
the
the feeling
system,
that
you
we
hire
try
her.
to come back to
Just
civilization.
say I drove
Okay.
and the insurance will pay. Oh shit.
All right.
And just to make it more pathetic, I went with the skateboard.
You don't have a skateboard.
I have a skateboard, but I'm not. I have a skateboard, but I'm not a skateboarder.
Not unlike me, I'm pro.
Because the time that
Yeah,
we
we
were
saw
teaching, learning to go to the skateboard was, the other brother.
Okay. So you hide, right?
Yes, the idea was not really hiding. It was to get
Yeah.
away from the pursuers.
Yeah,
So
you-
it was
you
a
run for a while.
Dynamic hiding.
Yeah. So you run for a while, and then eventually your mother just says she needs a moment. She's just exhausted, and you decide
And she
to
has
hide.
mouth, some lungs, some decent stuff. Or
Yes, as you can see, she's breathing.
No tongue. That is your dog. I don't know if my mom.
My dog's always following me.
Okay.
What?
It's
You
not
mean
my
that-
dog, it's a dog that is following me.
But
Okay.
the dog tried to get the hand grenade.
So
No.
you hide, and at some point you start hearing steps.
But we are very good at hiding.
You're
What
hiding,
do we
yes. And you probably noticed your mother took the shape of. She took the colors of the bushes in which you're hiding.
That is disgusting.
You can do the same, actually. And
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, then you know, we do so better. But with a more elegant touch.
And so you and then you peek and you can see that Deuce is looking around, sniffing, and
Oh.
just keeps slowly walking and looking for you.
Yeah, that is.
What are you guys doing meantime?
Nobody around. The car is broke.
What was that? Sabina or what was her
Sabine.
name? Sabine. How did she like Sabine? She knows about vampires and all.
You can ask her.
Yeah, Sabine. Since when did you know there are like vampires around? Like what?
Well, I didn't until a couple of minutes ago, but I watch movies and
This is Sabine, man.
I read books.
So should we go hunt the last vampire or let him kill
We should.
our friend?
Let him kill.
Yeah, because this
Let
we are
him kill
vampire
the
minions.
aliens, and
Vampire
then we can
minions.
get rid of the
We need
vampires.
this.
I think we should kill the vampire first.
Yes.
The master of the
And
covenant.
Sabine here is like, there's another vampire.
There is like their leader. He's called Deuce.
He has a name, not
If
like
the
the
leader
others.
is out, we have to take care of this one. Otherwise, he's
Sabine,
gonna just
is there any public phone?
public phone.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
I want to call my bike friends.
Your bike friends. Okay.
Yes.
Oh,
Fine.
this is getting serious now.
All right. Yeah. So
Who
you,
are these bike friends?
you go to a page.
This is like before. What is the response time? The night
I will call them and then he can decide when
You
they're
think they are
coming.
there in the
So
car?
Sabine, do you have any sticks
Yeah.
or knives we can borrow for knifing or staking a vampire?
I got a few steaks I can help you with.
Oh,
No,
it's
sorry,
sweet.
I just got the steak. You can take it.
Thank you.
I'll manage with
Yeah,
my bare
I
hands.
tried to call them. So I tried to call them.
Yeah.
and I
So you call and there's a woken up voice. What?
Actually, can you use a slingshot?
Your
I think
rival,
you can.
your
Because
rival.
I have a
Yeah, what
slingshot.
about them?
I think you can put to better use than me.
Of these guys, but we
It's
need
one of
your
those you
help
can,
right now. We can get
support
rid
the
of them
drawers,
forever.
What? You're kicking their ass?
Yes, all of them are almost dead. They are vampires. They are crazy. Come here.
What did you drink, man? Where are you?
We are at the space camp. Come here.
Fine.
We can get rid of them forever.
All right, but it's not right next door. But we're coming.
Okay. Thank you, man. I owe you one.
So and then where do you go? So you have one steak.
And then
now.
I will go.
Yeah, and I gave him my slingshot so
I have
he can
slingshot.
be ranged. I mean,
Okay.
turns out he's actually better at slingshotting than I am.
And with the steak? I know you keep the steak.
I keep the steak.
Okay.
I'll go in front. He can support.
So as you start going, Sabine's like, all right, let's. And then suddenly she starts like looking a bit dozy, and she just falls asleep. And
What happened?
she,
Did you call your friend?
I just
And what
like
did you
shake her.
she doesn't wake up. She seems fine, but she looks like she's in deep sleep.
Narcolepsy.
The heck? She drinks too much.
Yeah, she's asleep.
Okay.
But she was holding like.
She had just given him the steak.
She just gave
shit.
it. All right. Looks like it's up to us.
Okay, I'll go in front. You can support. Let's go.
Okay, let's go.
Alright.
What are we going to do with it? I'm not very sure if he was an alien or he became an alien with sea
I'm not
touch.
sure either. Let's
Look,
figure
look,
out this
look.
I
first.
don't want they touch.
Look.
It's all right.
Okay, so
But
don't
then you're a
say.
friend at the end of the
Yeah.
day.
Look. The vampires are trying to kill us. The aliens are not trying to kill us. This is very simple equation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
The enemy of our enemy might be our friend, you know?
Well, no. The enemy of our enemy will help us kill our enemy.
Sure,
Then we can
but
figure
I
out
will
what to do
not
with them.
touch them.
That's fine.
No, it's all right. Come on.
Okay, let's go.
Just imagine having a truce until we kill the vampires.
Hey, can someone give me? I don't know. We can just open another car. We can take another car with us.
There is a car nearby?
There are a few cars parked. Yeah.
All right.
Let's try to do this.
That sounds like an idea.
I try
Wait,
to
you want to
open a car.
you want to drive the cars through the forest?
It's in the forest.
So as
So
you
I break the window and I try to play with the.
so
with the
while you're doing that,
cables.
you hear
Intrusion.
the steps getting
Seems
closer
Yeah,
and
so,
closer. Yeah.
so I have the conviction that he found me, you know, even if I'm
Yeah, I'm just going to ignore him and head to the forest to dust the fucking vampire.
Okay.
Okay, I'll just support him.
Yeah.
You're
So-
staying for the car, or
Yeah, I'm taking the car. I'm going for the car. So I just break the window and
Okay.
I start playing with the
Okay.
Trying to
with the
hide
cables.
the
Try
car.
So I take the hands to my mother. I look at her and say, "Okay, he found us. We have to make a run for it.
Mhm.
I will try to distract him, but you have to take out energy out of your tightness, and we have to run away." So, and with that, I push her to run to the camp.
Mhm.
I take one.
you want
of
to go
my-
back to the camp?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we don't have it's forest.
Oh.
The only governmental.
But as far as you know,
installation.
there's a bunch of vampires there.
Yeah, but that, yeah, you're right. So, what are the alternatives? Going too far?
I mean, you can go back to camp if you want.
Well, I have the feeling that my parents were not in the camp. We were in this building of the government. I don't know.
We need a holy hand grenade.
Holy hammer.
Or a murder rabbit.
Monty
The
Python,
grenade's been
whatever.
used already.
Yeah. Well, what I wanted to say is that we have in my inventory I have a orb.
Yeah.
That I'm completely sure is completely magic and absolutely devious. So I think that I'm going to combine that with my uncanny skill to throw stuff
Okay.
into the face of Zeus. So
Okay.
meanwhile he's consumed by the cores of the orb, we will try to escape.
Okay. All right. So you throw the orb.
Yes.
You can do a stone check, level 3, to break into this car.
Okay, so
you are
just
not a
3,
criminal.
right?
Yeah.
You are a criminal, you know?
Wow.
You are a
One.
criminal.
2.
2. Okay.
Oh, I made it.
So any strikes?
One strike.
Okay. So you hurt your arm really bad.
Oh shit!
I was kind of hoping for that.
Yeah, should have used something. Where do you break it? So they do in movies.
So you go like,
Guys, let's take this car.
And we just abandoned him to go
it
back.
looks so
Geiger
easy in the
the Geiger
movies.
like-
You're the really pathetic leader.
Fuck!
All right.
Yes.
So yeah, and then you go back with them, or
I use the Geiger counter.
oh really? Keep going.
Yeah, I mean
It's
if
the
I
best tool.
broke my,
Okay.
I mean I would say that with the car it's probably better.
Your suit is nice, it's super useful. It detects radioactivity, stops
Yeah.
lifts, open cars. It's the best thing.
But they are already going.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're left already.
Oh fuck! I don't want to get that. Okay, I will go with that.
Okay. So maybe you actually broke the window with the Geiger and like, where's everyone? Shit, wait for me.
Okay, and I
So
throw
it's
the
not the
Geiger,
same time
probably
as
it's not
throwing
working.
the
Yeah,
orb, no?
So I
It's not the
keep
same
it. I
time as
keep
throwing
it.
the orb.
Well,
So yeah.
those were the
We
Geiger
don't know
rays
what
shot at
happened.
the vampire.
So as you guys are running in the forest, suddenly you see a flash of light, a yellow light that comes out from the distance, and that's where you're heading. So as you threw that thing,
Your father.
it
It's my uncle. my German.
It's your father.
It's not a orb.
With the flying saucer.
It's a holy hand grenade.
You threw that thing, and at the moment it reached him, it just made this big shockwave of light, and you were pushed away.
Did you
And
throw?
Magic orb.
Magic.
Is in my inventory? I could
It's
choose
in your
that.
inventory.
What do you have in your inventory? A skateboard and a magic orb.
A
What do you
book,
want me to do?
written in German, and I know German, and I don't know what the book is about.
Because it's not about what you have in your inventory, it's how you use it, man.
Okay.
Yeah. You can throw it in the book, see what happens.
You can say, overcount, a choice, rusty.
Anyway,
Okay.
It would be very useful if they were German-speaking vampires.
they do speak German.
They
So-
used to speak German.
What happened is that he's kind of in status. He's floating in the air. He's not moving like this, and he's like, "What's happening?"
I would
And
be
he can't
impressed
move.
if I was not an alien goblin.
I rush over and stick the fuck out of him.
Now it
So you're
was
not
the
there yet.
perfect moment for a
Oh, I cannot. This is a second chance you gave me to me. I cannot use it. So I take one of the branches from one tree and I'm going to
So
kill him.
okay, but you realize that this yellow orb is still around him, and
So
it's actually almost like a force field. You can't get close,
okay.
and he's really stuck like this. But you see he's starting to change. Something's happening to him, and you see him get a bit bigger, and he's becoming more nastier. Yeah, and he's and at this time you guys arrive.
Good.
And,
so
you
I just
become-
make it worse. I like it.
Yeah, and he's still stuck, but you see that his
Shoot.
hands are getting longer and fangs are growing.
Use, look,
sorry,
you have more targets of opportunity.
I knew they are working together.
Oh my god.
And so yeah, he's becoming more of a monster.
Does this orb effect look like a supernatural effect?
Like a what?
Supernatural effect.
Yes.
So would magic immunity mean I could just run through it and stake the fuck out of him?
You could try.
Then I'm definitely going to try.
What happened? What happened? This is a vampire, and why is it getting worse now? Is what happened like the Gremlins? when
Now
they
it's,
don't have-
now it's an alien vampire.
Is what happened with the Gremlins when they don't have breakfast? They get worse.
Yeah.
That could be.
Okay.
Level 3, stone challenge.
So
So
let's see.
you hear him go like
I'm better talking than throwing darts.
this.
Okay, does the fact that I have an anti-vampire weapon help? Does Night Owl help? Does keeping
Sorry,
cool?
what helps? What?
I got the stake from the lady.
Yeah.
I have Night Owl. I have magic immunity.
So magic immunity helps for sure.
Okay.
That's an extra one.
So that's
You're at 5,
well, and I also have the stone as my main strength.
which is why you have 5.
Okay, so
And
the stake doesn't help.
The stake, no, it's only if it's something in your inventory. But I would say the night owl helps as well.
So 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you need 3.
Anyone feel like assisting? Say you could.
Well, you're already at 6, so.
Yeah.
I just take
You
the
like-
ecstasy still part, so I cannot do
I mean,
more.
if I see this,
We can
probably
do this.
I will want to record it in my camera.
2. Let's move these aside. There's 2 strikes in here. That's all we need to
Just
know.
need one more. Okay, so you go in there, and as you enter the force field, it's slowing you down. You basically feel like you're in slow motion almost.
That's good.
And you're like
That's
this. And this is kind of where you're at now. So you could try again later on.
That's good. And when
Yeah.
he gets free of the stasis, you will be the first to die. Meanwhile, we just escape. So thank you.
What are you guys doing?
Good job.
What are you
You
guys
can
doing?
you can feel me.
No. Very heroic. Very heroic.
You can feel me imagining middle fingers at you.
Let's go back, go back.
You had
go
the
back.
strike, right?
Yeah.
So it does hurt. It burns you.
Now we have to
You probably
make.
feel like
No, let's go
you
back.
got worse
We are
if you had
waiting
your
for
immunity.
Yeah.
My guys,
I think
they are not going to find us here. Let's go to the parking.
You know you
Ah,
could
he's
shoot at me.
Grab him.
I know.
Is
but
there any
That's not gonna do anything. Is it?
one leg or something out of the ecstasy field so I can just pull him
Pull
out
out, yeah.
without touching the ecstasy field? If he's totally inside, I will not even try.
He's in it.
I will not try.
And you feel like you feel like he's in a tough situation right now.
Yeah.
No,
If either vampire is gonna kill him,
Okay.
or this yellow orb is gonna do something to your friend.
Okay,
or you're
I'm
not
going
sure.
to take my
Talisman.
talisman or whatever you
Yeah.
want.
What'd you say?
I grab it and then I try to.
You know what you could do?
No, but
Now that you know where the vampire is, grab a car and drive in.
no, throw the talisman
Into the water.
throw the talisman
No
in the
way.
field.
No.
This
How much
way,
time do
if
we
we
have?
explode and we
How
kill the
slow
vampire
are
and he's a nice
You still see him moving, but it's
Very slow.
It's
I
quite
will just
slow,
hold
but
my.
you have a few seconds with.
Okay.
Yeah, a few
No,
seconds.
it's
I
not
will
do.
hold it
Yeah.
and I will try to
No,
grab it.
wait. Before doing that, we hold you also.
We build a
we
chain.
make
We make a chain.
a homosexual chain.
Yeah.
So
It's a dramatic change.
a dramatic chain, so you can't really
Yeah.
All right.
because otherwise
We
you
go
are.
like
Okay.
one.
And I will with my fancy amulet.
Yeah.
So you're all holding the
It's
amulet
made
or
of
something.
concentrated good
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
and worth of evil.
Okay. So you're.
because you have to
Can
be
you use
heavy.
them to the vampire directly?
Well, right.
No, I'm not trying. I'm trying to pull you out.
No,
It's
no,
okay.
it's more right to try to save you than to kill him.
Yeah, it says that he saw you in danger and he wanted to
Yeah,
save you,
correct.
right?
Yes,
So
because
you
he's
hold
brave.
your
He
talisman
has to
and you
be
go
brave.
for him.
Yeah.
As you
Yeah.
enter this yellow.
Well, I tried to grab him,
Yeah, sure.
trying to.
But anyway,
He was like,
as you do this, so let's say you try to just put your hand.
Yeah.
As you put your hand, you feel a bit of a burning sensation, but then your talisman starts reacting, and you are kind of sucked in a little bit, and you are able to grab him quite well. But the talisman starts emitting a really bright blue light, red
Okay.
light, sorry,
Okay,
and
it's unbreakable.
and
It's unbreakable.
From the vampire.
it grows and it makes big flash of light. The yellow force field suddenly goes, it just goes into the vampire. And as it does this, it just makes him collapse into itself, into its original shape. And he's back to his normal form.
Oh, okay.
And he falls on the floor and says, "What the heck was that?"
You are in position. You are in position.
All right.
Take this.
You're actually
already
moving away, so
prepared.
you can actually
You're
finish
already
your
like
move.
this.
Okay, so what everything do I get to roll?
You do reroll the same thing.
So roll 6?
Yeah.
Same challenge?
Same challenge.
Okay.
Oh,
Three.
that's already 3.
Nice. Nice.
4.
Oh.
You tell me what happens.
Good one.
One, three.
There have been a good thing.
I basically fall down on him, my stake missing his heart and driving into his left lung. So I pull it out and stab him again and again and again.
Okay, and eventually hits the heart.
To be a teenager, you are very nasty. Things like that. And this is masochistic. Sorry, but it would be not like I kill him in the heart without enjoying or
No, he looks really cool to me.
No, I just want this guy dead.
Pretend you don't enjoy it.
And then even after he turned to ash, he keeps like hitting the floor for a few more times.
Yes.
But
Just
he-
to be certain.
He did turn
Now
to
the
ashes.
aliens.
Thank you, Sabi.
And yeah, the vampire is gone, and it's just you guys in the forest.
So we should check on Sabine. She
Us
dropped
and
unconscious.
my alien mother.
Yeah, I try to
I just
stay
keep things
away
normal, yeah?
from
But
from
we
him.
are family from
It's
the
like,
80s.
okay,
It's more
what
than-
happened here? What happened here?
Yeah, you guys are aliens. What's up with that?
Well, you have to choose between being aliens, good aliens, or vampires. So I think you are.
And what are you?
No.
Are you good or are you bad?
Definitely the worst.
And then the mother, who has human form right now,
Oh, wait,
She
that's
says-
nice at the end.
she says, "Maybe I can explain. You see."
Just you can speak. You can do that from the
In
beginning.
English.
Well, she was trying, but you were running away.
Yeah, because maybe I can
She
explain
touched
you.
him and turned
You
him
bastard, you
Look,
let me.
shut up and
Guys,
listen to
guys,
your mother.
guys, I have a plan. How about we steal a car and drive home while she explains the situation?
I want to
see.
listen now.
Wait a minute. I take the camera.
Okay.
Very cool.
So,
But very, very erotic. Very erotic.
Right,
very
this is good
very
one to roll,
very
roll.
very good.
but then you see, she says, My child was taken away from me when he was just a baby.
Who? Me?
Yes.
My children. Remember?
And
Sorry.
they've done things to me, and I was not able to get to help them. But now that we're together again, I can awaken this power you have in you, and you can actually tell ever since you've been together, you can now actually shape shift at will.
Between green alien, blue alien, or
Whatever.
Any kind
teenager.
of shape you want within
Okay.
your size, let's say.
Okay.
That's amazing.
And,
now I'm Sabine, the vampire hunter.
But then she looks at you and she says, "But I need your help.
Oh yeah.
I'm too weak,
My
and
friends will never abandon me.
I'm too weak." Yeah, he talks a lot. I'm too weak, and I need some of your power, or I won't be able to survive much longer.
Whatever you say, mommy, I'm for you here.
So she gives you her hand again. She extends your hand.
5 fingers now.
No,
Yeah.
still 3. Oh, actually, she's
Yeah,
human.
because now
She becomes alien again.
I
Actually,
try to
I take 2
Yeah.
steps back.
two step back,
Can
but
you
it's still
try to
feeling,
stay in human form, because these people are not very used to this?
we have to do it in this form. She says.
Okay,
yeah.
okay,
Look,
cool,
just
cool.
get on with it.
So she gives you the 3 fingers,
I give you also 3 fingers.
and then you basically connect like this. And as you do that,
You're fucked.
you start feeling
This is like
some of that power you have start going into her, and you can tell she's becoming stronger,
Vampire. I
and
am vampire.
no, she's stronger, and less weak, and now finally she stands tall, and she keeps holding you, and it's almost as if you start feeling a bit weak,
She's training me, you see?
but then she pushes even more, and you start feeling even weaker and weaker, and
I start to look pathetic, so maybe they react.
you actually try to
Can we
pull
check?
away.
But
Break-
we know
break the
that. We
contact.
know that.
You see,
You're
yeah.
not
We can
sure.
see something.
You just see them do this, and
I
there's
mean,
kind of a glow.
I will totally allow her to do it. Okay.
Okay.
But
No, you're not quite sure what's happening.
This is a professional problem you and me have.
So she's doing this, and actually now you're not feeling good, and you want
I try
to pull
babble.
away,
Help me!
but she keeps pushing and getting more of your energy.
Help me again!
I
Do
slingshot
something!
her.
but
Okay.
he can say something or
Yeah, I'm trying.
He's saying what he's saying.
I'm
Okay.
slingshotting. her.
Okay, so you do that.
I cannot break the contact, let's say, from my side.
You cannot. She's not allowing you.
This is what I
Yeah.
was understanding. That's the reason I'm telling.
Do a Gale's.
shit.
Yeah.
So
So it's normally 4.
it's
Or-
4,
Another
yeah.
108,
Plus
please.
your slingshot would be 5.
It's 5. And I have nimble fingers. I'm good with my hands. In actually video games, but that made me more dexterous. It says.
Because she's not my mother, she's
Just
treating me.
I don't feel like I would apply here, but
Okay.
you already got 5. I
Frustration
think
for
that's-
excitement.
Okay.
You just need 1.
Just 1.
And I fall for it.
I have
3 and 2 rolls?
3 and 2 rolls, and
That's great.
I have
3.
4. No, it's
4.
another 4.
So 4. Okay, so
4.
that's a crit. Wait a crit.
You destroy
Where
it.
do you want to hit her precisely? You will.
In the blue.
In the what? What is the blue?
She's blue, so in the blue.
Yeah, headshot.
Headshot. Okay, so it even hits her eye, or so like a really weak spot, and she's really shocked. So she lets go of you, and you pull back, and
You're not my mother, eh? No, eh?
and you see her morph into exactly how you look like, and it's now,
Doppelganger. This is German.
and then you see just the same person as him. It's like, my brother, you fell into my trap, and now I have all the power I need.
You're right, my precious.
And then he morphs into an owl and just flies away.
What?
What?
Chase him.
What? It's an owl. You cannot get an owl.
You can become an owl.
I cannot. She can.
Oh, she can.
But now I cannot transform in shit.
No.
Man, it's
And
I was seduced by the pool.
Okay, guys, how about we check on Sabine and go back to sleep?
Horrible idea. How would you
What
sleep now?
about we just stay away from the alien?
so I'm just gonna say, we'll end it actually here tonight.
Yeah, good dramatic.
Where are your
moment.
biker friends?
Yes,
I like to end it on a twist.
Okay. It never came.
If you were gonna fail this, they would have probably showed up.
She was tricking me all the time. It's not my mother, it's your mother.
And you'll find out later on that everybody was sleeping through this, and nobody will remember anything in the morning.
And your video is amazing.
This is actually a plot twist I got, which was
That was my next question.
What?
Did I get the recording?
I'm gonna say no.
It's one broken.
Fuck the battery.
It's all static.
Your Geiger counter was.
I was expecting that. Okay,
Yeah.
but
Somehow your Geiger counter was spoiling the thing.
You made the selfie the entire time.
And yeah, that's our game. I hope you liked it.
It was
it
good.
was really, really
Well
cool.
done, yeah.
Really cool. I like the game.
I can read you a bit of
How do you do
the.
a selfie in the 80s, man?
I don't know.
If you're interested, I can read you a bit of the cards I scanned because I always find it interesting. Like the theme was the players meet at the astronaut camp, and your goal is to actually win the contest, which you haven't gotten to. But something weird is going on in the camp too. There's the off-limit sign when there's something scary in there. Then the starting location was the Game Creeper, the game shop where you started. The boss was Deuce. He's the leader of a gang. And then at the end it says, we're not saying he's secretly a vampire. That's probably just a random coincidence. Yeah, because you can actually find a picture of him in the 50s. I had the shifty camp counselor as the NPC I scanned. The plot twist where you had to do the song contest. And I scanned an alien, so that's where I thought it would be your mother. And at the end, the plot twist was it all a dream? All mysterious events have been wiped from the collective memory of the entire town. The players are the only ones who remember.
Oh, we do remember.
You guys remember, just not nobody else.
Okay.
You don't want to remember, you remember.
Well, okay. No one else might remember, but we have a banged up car as evidence, along with video memory.
No, the video, not the video.
Well, actually, I can tell that it was pretty funny. I mean, you didn't have to prepare anything about.
Yeah.
No, I just
Very
read.
good. I can tell you it's very positive
pretty good.
experience. Huh?
Yeah, glad you
I
like
can,
it.
yes,
It's
yes,
really
yes,
cool.
yeah, yes.
And additionally,
really-
I love the 80s style.
Oh yeah.
I think it really fit because whatever you put there is totally credible. You know,
Yeah.
it's,
You don't know what
it's
to expect,
fine.
but
It's
it's-
totally fine.
Yeah.
Vampires, fine. Aliens, fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything is like
absolutely.
I mean, I was pretty impressed by your solidarity. You have been very
Yeah.
helpful,
I know,
very
with this
helpful,
one.
and very heroic
it
all the
will
time.
never happen
No,
again.
I mean, you have been the greatest hero, eh? He sacrificed his IT skills or my alien background was nothing together to your
Sure.
level of solidarity and heroism. You are an example to follow.
I mean, just
Yeah, I was pretty impressed, man. But how did you know from the beginning that the alien was alien?
I mean, when I see an alien touching someone and becoming this that person becoming an alien, probably it's not something that you like to see.
No.
Well, actually, not an
That's quite
alien.
freaky.
I'm a goblin.
He has a pretty interesting backstory, I have to say.
I think, but I don't know if they're. I'm pretty
I
surprised.
took
I
all
don't know if they
all
are the same
normal
level,
stuff.
but only just creating the character was an experience.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
great. It's great.
That's
It's
good.
actually
And,
the best.
and the options I choose
Mm-hmm.
were maybe not there were even more.
No,
There were the options. I mean, it was
Yeah.
amazing. Only just creating characters is fun.
I took all the normal stuff. I didn't take any kind of psychic or
Sure.
so I took just normal stuff because I wanted to keep it like a poor guy
Yeah,
who can do things.
That's fine, and I think it makes sense the way you were reacting to the stuff happening around
Yeah.
you, because you're the only one who has like nothing
No
weird happening.
background about something. And the
Right,
hand
right.
grenade was great. I mean, just
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And you were very
And
brave.
it's only hand grenade.
Very brave. Very brave.
Yeah.
Very brave.
That was just hilarious.
Yeah. So you were key to the salvation.
no, I think it's.
But you made it at the end with the dino.
You think?
You see?
I'll stop the recording
Yeah.
because I probably maxed out my hard drive by now.